Morning and welcome to the classiest place on earth. Happy Fated Friday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Twerk the pain away. Good morning, Mishy. Good morning, Trouble. Good morning, Bubba. Good morning, Yeet. Good morning, Kona. Good morning, Kinger. Good morning, Sleaze. Good morning, Mike. And good morning, David. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It is bright. I feel bright today. Why? I don't know. I don't change my lighting, but for some reason, it's mysteriously different every day. Sure. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, computer. I love when you do this. This is my favorite activity. Changing things. Happy Fated. I know. Am I? Is this astrological? Is there an astrological sign on it? I don't even remember. Your astrology prediction for the day is things will be confusing and the world will not make sense to you. However, someone in your life sees you for who you truly are, and it's time to embrace that person. Did it work? I got a pack a bowl. Happy Fated Friday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm fucking exhausted. My arm, I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything to my arm, but you remember like months ago, I guess, a while back, my arm was doing this thing where while I'm sleeping, it like cramps. I don't even know. I can't even explain what it's doing. But it went away for a really long time. Like I've been stretching and I've been taking magnesium and doing all this shit. And last night it decided to do the thing and I didn't sleep at all. I'm feeling a little crazy today. It's back. I know. I literally just started crying. I was like, why? And nothing fixed it. Like I put my arm brace on, nothing. I couldn't get a like comfortable position no matter what I did. My whole arm was just like, wah, wah, wah. I don't know what I do. Like, what did I do to it? Nothing. Nothing unique. But fuck, dude, I'm just like, my energy level is not present. So, smoke weed about it, I guess. I'm so tired. Oh well, what do you do? Welcome to old, dude. It kind of freaks me out sometimes. Like, it's one thing to have, like, a cramp or, like, an old injury, but this is something so weird. And everything, like, even my doctor's like, it's just something that happens. And you just have to deal with it. I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Oh, Vile. Oh, my God. How is the computer? Is it wondrous? Oh, my God. Is it wonderful? Do you love it? New computers are fun, but also anxiety-inducing. I feel like good morning, Beatree. I feel like, computers, they have to go through, like, like, growing pains. Like, you get a brand new computer, and it's brand new, but they never, like, at least in my experience, they kinda have to, like, wear themselves in or something? I don't know. Is that a thing? I know. Trouble, dude. Nothing. I mean, I've, like, CBD cream all over my arm. Massages, obviously, like $100 massages and shit like that. The problem is it's a pinched nerve. And anybody that's had nerve pain knows there's nothing you can do about a pinched nerve. Unpinch it somehow. So I just do a billion stretches. Gotta break them in like shoes, literally, yeah. I remember when I got this one, my gaming PC, it was great and it ran perfect, but it would have these like hiccups here and there. And it was, I don't know, it felt like it had to like wear itself in or something. It was weird. Oh, you love it? Good. I love it so much. I tested Valhalla. Whoa, Valhalla Ragnarok and Halo Infinite on highest settings. What kind of graphics card did you get? Ooh, fuck yeah, Vile. We love computer nerd stuff. I got so many screens already. How? You know how there's like astrology? Speaking of astrology, there's like astrology memes all over the place, and it's like, what's in a Pisces handbag or whatever. I don't know. They're funny sometimes, and my sister and I send them back and forth to each other. And I saw one the other day that said, "What it's like inside a Pisces brain. I have too many tabs open, and I've never felt so seen in my life." Same. Let's look at Vile's cool computer. Oh, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's me. Oh, dude, do we have the same case? Shut up. What does the front look like? We might have the same case now, Vile. No shit. I'm looking at my case. I just gotta see the front of yours. I think we have the same case. That's fucking gorgeous. Oh my god, I love the RGB. What does the front look like? That's what mine is. Mine is tempered glass on both sides. I love to be able to see inside my PC. The only thing that drives me crazy about mine is, like, my PCs are over here, and the case is clear, and the giant-ass, like, GeForce fucking graphics card that's as big as the case is in the middle. And these new graphics cards actually have, like, a little screen on them that plays a little video, like a little cartoon all day. Like, right now I can see it. It's the little Rocat or it's the little bird, like the Aorus GeForce bird drinking out of a martini cup, and now it's napping. Like, it's like a Pokemon. It just constantly does things in this little window, and it's so distracting. Like, sometimes I want to put tape over it. Yeah, I want to see. I'm just curious. Is it just two slits like this, and you see the rainbow coming through? Because no shit, we probably have the same case now. I love my case. It's beautiful. My legs used to do this thing, and it felt like restless leg syndrome. Like, I would crawl out of my skin if I didn't get up and walk around. Taking L-theanine, which is related to green tea, has helped me so much. Really? I've never had I don't think I have restless leg. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I go to bed totally fine, and I'll wake up at, like, 3 in the morning, and it's like when you let your leg go to sleep and don't move it, and you let it go to sleep to that point where when it comes back to life, it hurts, but that hurting never goes away. Like, I just sit here squeezing my arm and crying for an hour until finally it, like, alleviates somehow. I don't know what happens, and then I lay down, and then an hour later it comes back. But it's only while I'm sleeping. It's so weird. I can't stand it. CBD for the swelling, THC to let me sleep. Yep. CBD, you'd think, I mean, there's no swelling. That's the problem. Like, it's a nerve. I don't know how the fuck to get into a nerve. Happy Faded Friday. Oh, I packed a bowl of Yada. Good morning and happy Faded Friday. Cheers. Oh, yeah, Solus. If I wasn't worried that my camera would freeze, I'd just show it to you guys. Now he's drinking a martini again. It is. It's just distracting because you see something and, like, your peripherals moving. It's about the size of a Tamagotchi. No shit. And it's like a little, but the animations are way better than a Tamagotchi ever was. It's literally a little cartoon that just plays on the graphics card all day. It's wild what these graphics cards do these days. Crimson, I'm sure I can. I don't know how, though. I can't even stand the RGB. No shit. The front of my case has tape on it. There's, like, I noticed that if I was streaming, like, I have all these bright lights here, obviously, to light up this corner of the room. But my case right there, it's, like, you know, there's the memory sticks inside, and the graphics card, and the fans, and the case itself are all undulating RGB 24/7. And it's just enough in my periphery that I noticed when I first got this computer, when I was streaming, I would get, like, glow bugs in the corner of my eye. You know what I mean? Not an actual bug in my eye, but you know what I mean. The glow, like those weird spots in your vision, and I couldn't figure out why, and it was because this fucking RGB was just running in the bare periphery of my eyes all day. It was, like, burning into my fucking eye. Weird. Good morning, Uberlord. How are you? Why is it wasting power, though? Mishy. They don't give a fuck about wasting power. People are so RGB obsessed these days. Like, can you even find not RGB stuff anymore? It's cool. It looks really pretty, but it's not really practical. Sounds like something is impinging your ulnar nerve and something in your cervical spine. Lots of neck stretches and back stretches have been helping me. My hand and arm are better. Me too. It is. That's exactly what it is. It's a, oh God, what did my doctor say? It's a radial. It's radial. It's a radial nerve pinch. And there's a test. There's like a test. If you like have this weird arm thing, you get like a pinched nerve thing. So if it's these fingers that go numb, it's the radial, I believe. And if it's these fingers that go numb, like these two fingers, then it's your ulnar. I believe. Like, that's the test. That's what nerves being pinched. And like you guys, I've told you, I ran into a tree when I was a kid snowboarding, so it's probably part of an old injury or something like that. Just like, I've been working in my yard constantly, so I'm probably flaring it up. But man, it's you can't do anything about it, and I just sit there and cry because I feel like hopeless, like I'm stuck here forever. Trouble. I used to keep my PCs on the floor until I had dogs. I just can't. They will kick so much shit into that PC. Minimal unicorn. That's what I have. Like actually, this keyboard that Zoe got me when I fucking wrecked my keyboard. I can't. The cord's really short. It's like, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the brand is or anything. But it has a mode on it called streamer mode where it only lights up when you type on it and then it turns off. And I fucking love it. Like, if I typed on that right now, it'd go RGB immediately, and then it goes off in 15 seconds. I live for that. Like, do things really need to just undulate a rainbow all day? I love me some rainbows, but that's gonna kill our eyes. Since when have we ever been about practicality? Exactly. Like, case in point, overclocking. What's the point? And yet I know we've all done it. Twitter's locking you out. What the fuck? Vile, if you took a video, just send it to my Discord. I'll open Discord and we can look at it. If Twitter's being a douche. A dush. All the RGB LEDs likely use 1% of the PC power. I was kind of thinking the same thing because they're all LEDs, right? And LEDs barely pull anything. I had to turn all the RGB shit off on my mouse. It's great. Me too. That's this little Bluetooth guy I got. It only lights up when you use it and then it turns off. Which is great. I just don't, it kind of kills my eyes. I don't know what it is, but having all that like just undulating RGB everywhere hurts my eyes. I had an incredibly minor outpatient surgery the other day. Oh God. And the nurse put steri strips on over the stitches. What are your instructions on the stitches in general, Mike? Are they absorbable? Are they going to be absorbed, or do you have to go get them cut out eventually? I just wait for them to wash off. Like, as you wash your body, just wait for the water to take them off. Yeah, because you don't, like, pulling them off could put tension on where the stitches are. I just wait for them to wash off, honestly. Hair and dust. Dude, the dust in my PCs, I have not canned air, I have like a plug-in canned air, I guess you would call it, a blower. But it's meant for, cleaning your desk off. I blow out my PCs at least once a week just because of the sheer amount of dust that accumulates in them from the dogs bringing in dirt and shit like that. And when I was in college, I had my Millie pug, but I had 2 pugs at the time. I was dating a guy who had a boy pug, and that boy pug would piss on anything you put on the ground. I'm not kidding when I say we couldn't put Christmas presents out until Christmas morning because he would immediately go over and piss on them. So I just got in the habit of, like, nothing goes on the ground. Nothing I care about goes on the ground. At all. My mouse and keyboard's so slowly rainbow. I think it's on the dimmest setting. That's what I do too. The dimmest setting, and then that keyboard is, I love that it just turns the RGB off. 10 to 15% performance bias. Oh, yeah. Why overclock? Yeah. I mean, dude, overclocking, it obviously has a purpose, but I mean, we can't claim to be modest. We're PC people. Go look at your graphics card and tell me you're modest. They dissolve on their own. Yep, then I would just totally leave it. Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. They'll put the steri strips on it and then just wait for them to wash off as you wash your body or whatever, or as natural. Because you don't want to put any tensions on the stitches because dissolvable stitches are a little bit weaker than normal stitches. They're actually made out of... Oh, is it like fish bladder or something? It's a natural material. That's why they dissolve. It's like an organic material. I can't remember what it is. But you don't put any like tension on the thing just because they tend to be a little bit weaker. And they're kind of designed that by the time your body absorbs them, it's going to be stuck together. Like the wound will be stuck together. You know what I mean? I like the RGB keyboards are common now since it means they're all backlit. Dude, same. Oh my God. Do you remember? I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never been good at typing without looking, ever. I don't know. Just not my thing. I was in school before typing classes, so I was never taught, like, don't look at your keyboard. And I remember being a kid and shoving my keyboard up against my monitor just so I could, like, see the keys at nighttime. Burning my fucking retinas out. No shit, Worsty. I didn't know that. Good morning, by the way. Worsty said computers overclock themselves these days and have done that for years already. Like, on their own? What's the purpose? I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, according to my graphics card, I want someone to hit my tonsils from my asshole. I've never in my life had a graphics card that actually took up the entirety of the case. My graphics card goes from the front of the case to the back of the case. That's insane. My first graphics card I ever got was this big. And I jammed it into my fucking motherboard with the computer on. And cheers to that. It's just designed just to give a boost to performance. I had no idea, Worsty. Seriously, the last time I even had an extended conversation about overclocking was like over 10 years ago. I think when I built my first PC, because I was dating a guy at the time who was a big PC guy. And he helped me build it, and he was like, you want to get this and this and this, and then we can fucking overclock it. And of course, I went and Googled overclocking, and I was like, why would I do that? I just want to play Skyrim. But we did it, and Skyrim was gorgeous. It's superfluous unless you're a big nerd, It's that extra step that's not really necessary, but it does make things run really pretty. Oh, it is vile. Okay, good. That was lemony. Weird. What the fuck? No, that's not what I want. Give it to me. Give it to me. Bye-bye. Did you put it in PC stuff? Or is it in the lobby? Bobby, got it. Nope, we don't have the same case. Your case looks better. I like yours. Wait, oops, wrong. Did it do it? Did it do it? That is fucking cool. Mine literally, the whole case around looks almost identical, but the front of my case isn't glass. It's like a piece of like stainless steel, and it has 2 slits in it that the RGB comes out of. That's the only difference, though. That's a really nice case, though. I mean, it super sucks that your computer took a big ol' shit on you, but super cool that you got to get a new one that's super pretty. Good morning, David. How are you, love? Good morning, Crispy. I'm in no way modest about my gaming PCs. Hell, I've even overclocked work PCs. Jesus, which honestly paid off more since it reduced some job runs. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go flush on a PC, don't be modest. What's the point? That's the only part I often dread of building PCs is fitting the GPU in. Honestly, Kona, every time, like, my first PC, I think I did a medium case. It was like a white medium Corsair case or something like that. And honestly, it worked really great. But ever since that PC, every PC I built after that, I get the XL case, like the biggest case possible. Not because I had any idea graphics card would get this big, but simply because I figured the more air circulation, the better, especially with the fuck shit amount of dust here. Good morning, Taco. You a badass. How are you, love? CPUs these days have many cores, so they run a bit lower performance level when not in heavy use and get a boost when they're in heavy use. That I had no idea. That's pretty cool that they just auto do that now. The turbo button? I remember the turbo PC button. Uh-huh. No need to keep them running at full speed for nothing. Exactly. Well, that was like back in the day, when I don't know when PCs started overclocking by themselves, but I remember when I was dating a guy who was obsessed with overclocking, he would just overclock to overclock. Just leave it on, and he went through PCs like once a year. I was like, bro, I mean, obviously we update parts pretty often, but this is ridiculous. Like, you're burning them out for what? Like, he played Halo, and like, what's that football one? Madden? All that for $1,700. That's really good. And was it pre-bill? Was it like, well, not pre-built, but you know what I mean? Like one of those sites where you pick all your parts, part picker ones, and they put it together for you? It has a liquid cooler. Oh, fuck yeah. In that video, the little Tigger-looking circle thing is the liquid cooler. Hold on, let's look back. Oh, that's the liquid cooling? Oh, that's beautiful. Mine, I have liquid too. I guess mine's in the same spot, but mine just says Corsair, so I never even thought to look at it and think it was that cool. I'm just looking. Mine's exactly the same. It just says Corsair and, is RGB. This is the cooler. It's liquid cooling is the way to go if you can, man. It's everything. It's so nice inside. God, it's pretty. I dread CPU cooler after it took me literally 3 hours to put in a master cooler fan on my CPU because it's a big boy and just would not sit right. I swear to God, Bobo, the heart, like, you put a PC together and you turn it on, see if it powers up, and then obviously there's going to be things you have to go in and adjust and stuff. And I swear to God, every single time I built a PC, I put in everything the way it's supposed to be. I'm very anal about it, and the fans rattle every fucking time. And then I sit there with it, and I'm like, adjusting that heavy fucking solid cooler thing that, of course, has to go to the top of the case. Every time. And you're just like, what the fuck? Why? And you literally, like, I've had to turn my cases upside down and, like, push drill those things in to get them not to rattle and just to sit well. Because they're so fucking heavy and you're drilling them into, a piece of aluminum. For fuck's sake, yeah. Oh, a fractal case. What is that? Yes, that is an antibiotic. Yes, antibiotics absolutely can give you an upset stomach. David, anytime anyone is on an antibiotic, I strongly advise you take a probiotic once a day. If you're not good with pills, like probiotics give you a tummy ache, a yogurt, literally one yogurt, some kimchi, a pickle, like anything that basically has fermented probiotic bacteria in it. Because what antibiotics do, and David, you probably know this because I'm a broken record. But for those that don't know, antibiotic literally means no life. Kill life, antibiotic. And unfortunately, in this day and age, we haven't been able to design an antibiotic that is cognizant of the one life form it's supposed to eliminate. So unfortunately, antibiotics kill everything in your body. Everything. Every single little bacterium that actually protects you. So all the natural flora and fauna on your skin, in your tummy, all the enzymes, like the enzymes that help you break down food to digestible molecule sizes, it kills everything. And the longer you're on a run of it, the more likely it's going to wipe it out. So by consuming one yogurt a day, like a nice, a yogurt that actually has it'll say active cultures. All the yogurts these days will be like 80,000 active cultures in it or whatever. Literally just get a fermented food because you're helping replenish everything that's being murdered, basically. So what happens is when you take antibiotics and you're not replenishing I almost lost my bong. You're not replenishing all that stuff, your body can't digest food. So it's struggle busing and you can get constipated, you can get the runs, et cetera, et cetera. Because you don't, it's, you know what I mean? It's like going vegan and not eating meat for a while. The enzymes meant to break down meat die. It's a case of you don't use it, you lose it with that kind of thing, but it's kind of the same concept. So yeah, like yogurt, that's the best thing. It's especially important if you have a vagina because probiotics, I'm sorry I keep saying that, antibiotics will almost always inevitably give you a fucking yeast infection because our lovely self-cleaning pussy is riddled with bacteria, flora, and fauna that protect us all day long. And that the antibiotic kills all of that. And, between your legs and your genital area, really for everybody, but it mainly happens with people with vaginas, it's a hot, sticky, moist, dark, oxygen-rich environment, perfect for yeast to flourish. And you don't have to be a dirty person. Like, everybody has yeast on your skin, but we just have other bacteria that fight it back so we don't get infections. Constipated or the runs. Yeah. It's It depends on what you eat and what your normal diet is and so on and so forth. But yeah, consuming just a yogurt every day will really, really help. Really, really help. It pisses me off that no one in the 9 times out of 10, no one says this to someone when they give them antibiotics. It's such a, and it's common knowledge. Like, if you said this to a doctor, they'd be like, oh, yeah, obviously, have a yogurt once a day. Like, what the fuck? But they won't say that. And it fucking pisses me off because it's such an easy thing to prevent. Like, you're going to take something that's going to give you other problems and you're going to get on other pills. Like, just fucking eat a yogurt. Yummy, dude. Bodies are gross. And, like, that's the caveat. That's, like, the nasty caveat of medicine in general is the most of it hurts you. And so, like, we don't want to put you on it unless what you're experiencing is worse than what that drug is going to inevitably do to you in the long run. It's really fucked up. There's literally an algorithm to it. Kind of like in Fight Club when he talks about, like, the car crashes. Like, if X plus A plus B does not equal more than a recall, then we don't do it. It's similar to that. We literally have, like, an algorithm. We look at it and we're like, okay, this drug might shut down their liver, but they have cancer. So, like, let's fucking fight the cancer. You know what I mean? It kills all our little friends. It does. You want all that stuff on your skin. People who get, like, gangrene infections, it's because they don't have that bacteria on their skin. They're probably sick already, or there's someone who cleans their skin too much, like washes their hands abnormally, or, washes dishes for a living. It's wild. Like, there is the bacteria to cause necrotizing fasciitis on your skin all day long, all the time. It crawls all over us all day. All it needs is a wound to crawl inside of, which is why we use antiseptic and fucking Band-Aids. Your skin is a big ol' protector, man. It's wild. Yogurt has culture. It's so, like, fucking cultured. If you can't handle a probiotic, should you start with the armature stuff and work your way up? Jesus fucking Christ. Good morning, Leaf. I think we've been having gnarly weather here. I think everybody's gonna get it. We've been getting, like, no shit, like, right now it's already 95, but last night it was, like, thunder, lightning, rain, pouring rain outside. Of course, while I'm trying to level stone in my yard. I'm not upset about it. It's fine. Oh my god, a wasp in your bed? What the fuck? What did you do? Did it bite you? Jesus Christ. And he prescribed the Doxy, and within minutes, I've been getting an upset stomach, and it's like almost acid burn. Yes. That's literally. So another thing, David. So if you haven't eaten anything within the past couple hours before you take the antibiotic, I think you probably heard me say this too, because I'm a fucking broken record. Good morning, Rod. I love you. What happens? So digestion starts with your mouth, literally. When you smell food and your mouth waters, that is your body preparing to eat that food. Saliva contains enzymes similar to the ones in your stomach that actually start to dissolve and break down food into molecules small enough for our intestines to actually absorb into our digestive system, right? Or into our bloodstream. Your spit, literally, spit, saliva, lots of enzymes, lots of things, chewing, mastication, all of this is the first step. So what happens is if you haven't eaten within the last couple hours and you take something, you swallow something that isn't food, your body does not start the digestion process simply because there is now something in its stomach. So what can happen is you've got an empty stomach. Maybe it's got a little bit of stomach acid in there, but there's nothing else in there because you have not triggered the digestion process. When your stomach growls, that's actually your biliary duct squirting bile into your stomach because you're hungry, it's time to eat, and it's preparing. Bile breaks down fats and proteins. Bile is mainly to break down fats because fats are huge macromolecules and it takes a lot of energy to break them down, and that's what bile does. So if you haven't eaten food in the last couple hours and you're not stimulating digestion, but you're putting something in your stomach, what happens is those little gel caps will literally stick to the side of your stomach and it burns. It's like getting your tongue stuck to a cold bar. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So it's the same. I do same advice when people want to do edibles. I usually say, like, if you're like no appetite, you really don't want to eat, try to eat like a fucking cube of cheese before you take any pill. Anything, a slice of cheese, like something with fat is the best option, but literally anything to kickstart that system so that when you put something in your stomach that isn't food, like an antibiotic, it'll just be traveled along with the rest of the food and broken down. Does that make sense? Sorry if that was really long-winded. My brain is really a mess. Oh my God, Viata, thank you so much. I don't know how I didn't remember that. That's such an important point on the topic of antibiotics. Another thing that doctors and nurses, like everybody fails for some reason to inform people, antibiotics negate birth control. Again, for those in the back, antibiotics negate hormonal birth control. So if you get fucked while you're on antibiotics and you're counting on that birth control, there's a high chance you're going to make some womb fruit, my dudes. Condom time. No shit. Oh, Viata, I didn't know that. That's seriously how you got your first child? Did you ream your... I mean, obviously you didn't ream your doctor because you love your child, but like, were you like, what the fuck? It's such a... It's such an... It's... Yeah, it pisses me off because it's like... It doesn't take that many minutes to just inform someone of the little things, you know what I mean? And when doctors mention it, more of them say nothing about waiting before eating the yogurt. Yeah. I once saw a tub of yogurt floating across my kitchen. I was witnessing some paranormal activity. Activia. Nuh-uh, it got your shoulder blade. Did you fucking murder it with a smile on your face? Because I would have. I can't even barely kill an earwig, but if there's a wasp in my bed, you better bet that fucker is going to be beheaded. So what I do when I wake up, I'm supposed to have my hydrocortisone as soon as I wake up, so I take all of my tablets at that time so I don't eat, then go back to bed for a couple hours. Can you keep, like... I mean, seriously, David, like, some sort, like, some crackers by your bed? And, like, you know, cracker, pills, sleep. Literally, you don't have to eat a meal. That's the big, like, a lot of people are like myself, I don't eat breakfast. I can't eat breakfast, but I am able to, like, eat a grape so I can fucking eat my pills in the morning, you know what I mean? Something like that. I think it will really, really, really help. Seriously, because they just sit there, you know? Your body doesn't know that pills are food. That's why a lot of painkillers, like over-the-counter painkillers, well, at least, I actually, in the UK, I know you guys can't get a lot of you guys get, like, paracetamol. In the US... we have aisles dedicated to painkillers. And most of them are exactly the same, just different brand names. But a lot of them, what they've done, oh my God, mayo. What they've done is, oh my God, mayo. Scold me like a Bernini, bitch! Thank you so much for some of the class, giving the class live, giving an ass wing, Sunny Bean. I'm sorry, that was so fucking low. What they do is they candy coat pills these days. So they put a coating around the Aleve or whatever you're taking, and that coating is has a sugar base. So it helps it slide down your throat, but also helps kick in the digestive system so that you actually digest the pills without food on them. But I don't know, like, those are probably not. Like, it's candy pill. You know what I'm saying? They don't taste good. They don't taste like anything. Like, sometimes you might get a hint of a sweet, like fake sugar sweet on your tongue or something when you're swallowing them. I would have been infuriated. That's fucked up. Don't be fucking if your immune system be sucking. Dude, fucking men on that. Snaps. That's just facts. It got fed to my jumping spider. Oh my God, did they take it down? A wasp? Oh my God, did they get it? Charcoal, grapefruit. There's a lot of citrus fruits. Charcoal. Are people still eating charcoal? Is that still like a thing? Because yeah, that's totally a fact. I haven't talked about that in a bit because I don't know if people are still doing it. But when I was in school and doing like my clinical rounds, there was a good 6-month period where for some reason, like on YouTube or Vine or whatever the fuck the media was of the day, all of these influencers were pushing charcoal cleansing tablets or some shit. Something like that, right? It was fucking weird. I don't know. But like, it was like, allegedly, you take a pill of charcoal and it absorbs all the toxins in your tummy. But what charcoal literally does is absorb every single active ingredient of anything else you've taken. So if you're taking birth control and an antibiotic and activated charcoal, that antibiotic and birth control are done. They're not going to do anything. That activated charcoal literally is going to absorb them and pass them through. So we had a lot of pregnant ladies, like, whoa, who were like, but I'm like on birth control. I've just been taking charcoal 5 times a day. I don't gotta. Why are you eating charcoal? Tina, Billy, Samantha. It's time to stop eating charcoal. What the hell? Are you that hungry? My God. I'm the same, David. I don't eat till after stream. I don't like eating in the morning. I never have. But I noticed the same. I get massive and I get nauseous. Like it would be like that burn, that hot burning feeling. And then I would start to get really nauseous. And I would sometimes literally puke up my pills. And then I'd be pissed because I'm like, what a waste of a pill. Like now there's going to be a day this month I don't get a pill because I had to puke that fucker up. And that sucks. That's my big, because, I can't just go to my doctor and be like, I puked one up. Can I get an extra? Oh, God. Over here, you're only allowed two packs of medication, like 2 12s or 24 painkillers. We do that with certain medications, definitely. Like, they track ones that can make meth and shit like that. You fucked it up good. I was going to say, even our jumpers aren't big enough to take down I don't know if they could take down a wasp, but we have big jumping spiders in Colorado, dude. Biggest I've ever seen in my life, ever. And I don't think they could take down a wasp, just because wasps are huge. But yeah, fuck that bitch. Wasps are mean. Eating borax? Gwyneth Paltrow. Have you seen Gwyneth Paltrow lately? I don't know, man. I don't know why anyone would take health advice from someone that looks like a walking zombie. I don't... I've heard of whitening charcoal toothpaste. From what I heard, it can damage your teeth. It can. It literally can scrape the enamel off your teeth, and it doesn't whiten your teeth. It turns your gums gray. Like, there's been studies on it. It's proved. It like jams charcoal up into your gums, which, the contrast of black and white makes your teeth look more white, but they're not getting any more white at all. It dyes your gums gray. Just brush your fucking teeth, man. What? I know, Bubblicious, that's the thing. Like, the human body is literally a flesh bag of detox, right? Like, that's what your liver does. If at least 20% of your liver works, you don't need to detox anything. It does it. It does it. Like, it's there. The reason you feel like shit after drinking is because your liver is like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Because you drank poison all night and your liver's literally detoxing you. Detox teas are bullshit. They're just fucking laxatives. Stop it. All of that's so unsafe. Are the modern salesmen? They were getting bought out by those charcoal companies. It's fucking gross. I mean, I'm not under any disillusions that I myself am described, commonly as an influencer. You can still use your brain. Like, there's no amount of money that would ever make me push something that was potentially harmful ever to any, well, not to any, maybe there's like 2 people, but like to most people, like, and never. Where the fuck is your brain? Me too, trouble, that's me with oat milk. Oat milk is how I get my stomach going in the morning. I refuse to buy charcoal pills when I have a barbecue just outside. Just go roll in it. Fuck it. Oh God, Mike, what is this? Can Hollywood studio execs learn a thing or two from Broadway? Are you implying they can learn? Aw. Aw. I like your positivity. Broadway strike averted hours after walkout vote. A strike affecting Broadway shows looks likely to be averted just hours after a union representing 1,500 backstage workers announced a vote to walk out. Wow. The tentative deal means the strike, which could have begun as early as Friday, halting 28 shows in New York and 17 touring shows, is now off. Damn. Yeah, exactly. We use charcoal in the hospital sometimes if you eat poison. Like, that's the only time we would use it. And then we pump it out of you. Like, we don't let it go all the way through. Oh, David. I mean, you're going to feel light as a fucking bird. Frolic through the fields, my dear. You're going to lose like 40 pounds of shit. It's going to be miraculous. I'm just trying to put a silver lining on it. It's going to be terrible. Stay near a toilet. Yeah, they track Sudafed in the U.S. Have to scan your ID to buy it. Note the non-tracked version is basically a placebo. Don't buy it. Wait, there's what do they call it? Like, so they have Sudafed, which is like the major ingredient in good cough medicine, and it's always, as far as I've known, been behind the counter. Like, you have to ask a pharmacist for it. What the fuck do they call fake Sudafed? Because if you see Sudafed on a shelf, that ain't Sudafed. Don't get that. That's not Sudafed. Gives your gums a great briquette flavor. It's like I went to Burger King without going. Oh, hangover day, seahorse. Make sure to drink lots of water, honey bean, and get salt. That's one thing a lot of people forget. That's why a Bloody Mary is so good when you're hungover, because they salt the rim. Make sure to hydrate if you're drinking. Yeah. I think that's seriously talking. That's the main cause behind a hangover, right? It's just massive dehydration because your body uses all your water to try to flush your body of all the poison you drank. Dude, same. Yeah, the Broadway League was like, hold up, let's talk. I mean, where my brain went immediately, and this might be totally ignorant because I've not part of that world at all, but COVID almost killed theater. Like, literally, not, theatrically, like, oh my God, we're almost, like, it literally almost killed theater because it wasn't just, like, actors and backstage hands. It was, like, people who supply very unique costume goods and materials and create these, like, historically accurate costumes and stuff like that. No one was buying anything, so they went out of business. So then the theater people were like, oh, fuck, even when we come back, there's no one to make our costumes, etc. I know about it because I follow a lot of sewers and costume people. That's my leech into that world. But, oh, hi, bud. That shit is striking directly after all that stuff, that is brave. Because that could have fucking killed it, right? That's really brave. I don't like Sudafed. It makes me sick. I think I'm allergic to it. I took it one time when I got a really bad cold when I was traveling. And I was like, I'd never taken Sudafed before, and I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm literally on vacation. I'm not gonna be sick. And it made me even more sick, so I've never taken it since. Oh, worse to you, right? Hydrate, motherfuckers. Lil's under my feet, which makes it real hard to sit up straight. What? From trichinosis? You almost died from trichinosis. No shit. The Navy hospital pumped charcoal in and out of my stomach for 4 days. Oh my God, that is so scary. No. Abso-fuck-not. Nope. Wait, you mean it's not healthy to use the popular product that makes you purge your whole body through your bowels as a way to lose weight? Probably not. Just my guess. I don't know. Like, usually when my body pees out my butthole, it's because I've done a bad. So, like, consuming a product that just straight up makes you pee out your butthole feels like maybe a bad, right? Just logically speaking, just putting that together in my head. Ooh, make my homemade ramen. Oh, are you gonna make, like, homemade broth? Oh, were you gonna do tonkatsu? I feel like I remember this right before your fucking PC dumped. I'm getting flashbacks. Sleaze, I like seeing, like, the sides of the entertainment industry that don't necessarily need to strike. I like seeing them strike in solidarity. That shit's pretty cool. For writers and shit, like, seeing them acknowledge that without writers, they are nothing. I know, I keep trying to think of different, like, point rewards, because I know a lot of you have, like, 5 billion points in this channel. I'm just really bad at it. Bad at ideas. It almost did, yeah. Yeah, COVID fucked up theater horrifically. Like, we're talking live theater. Like, I mean, obviously, it's only in person. There was no way to do it. And it just, listening to the costumers and the seamstresses and the backstage hands and stuff like that, and the fact that it's not just that, their job might not be there, their suppliers to do their job are now gone. And so it's like, it's so weird. It's like there's certain cities all over the US and in Canada where they have, garment districts where you can go get really unique fabrics and things sewed for you, costume stuff, because they're big cities. And these garment districts ended up literally shutting down because of COVID. Like, no one was out shopping or anything. They couldn't do anything. Thank fuck investors that are rich and love theater went and bought literally every piece of stock that these people had and put them in warehouses and just said, it's yours now, to the actors. Like, this is every shop's shit in this warehouse. It's yours now. Like, it's sad because it's not like common people can't go buy it, but at least it's available. It's just fucked up what they had to do. Literally, Rod, Lilith is laying on top of one foot. And then we've got little bud back here too. Yeah. They're only a little clingy. I know COVID like killed the world. I read a statistic, 30% of downtown Denver businesses died after COVID, during COVID and after. Sad. See, Viata, they made me like, I'm trying to, it was so long ago. I was trying to think. They just made me feel not good. You know how, like, when you kind of have a little bit of a flu bug going on, you take some Dayquil, and it gives you that extra kick just to get through the day? It did not do that. It almost, like, gave me an extra kick down somehow. And I just felt weird. It was weird. I don't know. It was from bad pork ribs. Still can't eat them. I wouldn't either. I have a similar experience, Bill. I got food poisoning a few years back eating bad sushi. And I, ever since then, have been so weirdly cautious of fish. Like, I've never been like a diehard, like, fucking fish. Yeah, I love fish. And so it's not really worth it to me to like almost die again. And every time someone's like, do you like seafood? I half the time lie and say, no, I don't like seafood because I'm just scared of it now. I'm so scared of seafood at this point because goddamn. I mean, I think it was almost something worse than food poisoning because from what I've heard from people that had food poisoning, it was like 24 hours. I was sweating through multiple mattresses, not exaggerating, and puking my living life out of my face for like 10 days straight. I lost so much weight. It was disgusting. All in Germany and Prague. It was terrible time. Terrible time. But yeah, it was from bad fit. It was from sushi that was just not good, and I fucked myself up, and I've been so weird about it ever since then. And I grew up in Seattle. Like, I fucking love fish. I grew up on salmon, for fuck's sake, and fishing and eating our own fish, and now I'm like, I honestly don't think I've actually had just fish since that happened. That was like 5 years ago. It's weird how you can get like PTSD from that I mean, yours was obviously a lot more serious than mine. Like, I did not get charcoal pumped through my body. I just thought I was dying in Prague. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Robo! Everything and everything. Everything and all the things. Sushi raw fish. Sushi is the piece of rice with a raw fish on top of it, I believe, right? And then you've got nigiri and then rolls. There's all sorts of words in there. But yeah, it's raw fish with rice. But yeah, I've eaten sushi a ton of times and never ever gotten sick. Like if sushi, like in the US especially, sushi has to by law be flash frozen. Sushi fish, it has to be flash frozen before they're allowed to serve it because most wild caught fish is riddled with parasites. And if they don't flash freeze it, it's not safe to feed you. So the only thing I can come up with is that motherfucker didn't flash freeze their fish or something. Dude, Voodoo, that's the thing. Like, I have very fond memories of seafood, but 11 days of just sweating and puking and sweating and puking and sweating and puking and sweating and puking and sweating and puking. Or fish? I'll take a steak. That's what my brain does. It's just not worth the risk anymore to me. I'm like, dude, I was on a trip with a team, like literally almost a crash team. Like, there was a pulmonologist, an infectious disease doc, a charge nurse, an ER nurse, respiratory therapy manager, and they were worried. Like, every morning we woke up, they would all come to my room with little pills and be like, take this one now, this one in an hour, and this one in an hour. And they all just watched me like I was prey. I felt like a rabbit in a hawk cage or something. That's when I knew it was real. Because these are people who, like, they don't pay attention to you unless you're dying. You know, they see the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. So if you're not literally dying, they can, like, get over it, you know, take a fucking aspirin. They were all kind of, like, doing this at me a lot. And I was like, oh, no. Am I dying? Is it happening? That's how I knew. Good morning, Noble. How are you, love? Cheers, Flip says. Nope, I don't need a pack bowl. I thought I did. Cheers. I'm glad I'm not dead too, Robo. Thank you. I didn't want to die that way. It was really scary. I mean, I'm kind of a sweat beast. Like if I get hot, I'm sweaty. But I mean, there were a few hotels where I was almost at the point where I was about to go to the concierge and be like, I sweated through your mattress to the floor. And I feel like I should tell you that, but I didn't. And I don't know what makes me a worse person. But I did. Like, I would wake up in a puddle in a mattress. It was fucking insane. I've never been that sick in my life, ever. And I had swine flu at one point. Ugh. What's Bennigan's? What's Bennigan's? Right, Voodoo? And, like, but that apprehension doesn't cross over into shellfish, which is arguably probably the least safe of the seafood. Like, you offer me some fucking crab, I'm gonna get down. Ooh. David, what's the sauce on either? I had food poisoning, but don't know what the food was. Probably some expired. Black tar stuff was coming out of both ends. Oh, yep. I mean, literally. So your body, you know this. I've told you guys this before, but like when you poop, only about 30% of your feces is food waste. The rest of it is like sloughed off skin from the inside of your body and red blood cells that have died and white blood cells that have died, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And when you're sick, your body will slough extra layers to try to help you flush out your system. And it often comes out as like black slime because it's dead blood. It's like dead blood. You know how I've told you, like, if you have a GI bleed, it looks like you're shitting coffee grounds. Same concept. It's terrible. I don't even know if that's really what I had, but I was able to narrow it down because previous to my trip, I worked a 12-hour shift at the hospital, immediately left work, went to the airport, got on a plane, and then flew to Germany. And I was awake, I think like 37 hours or something like that. And on one of my layovers is when I got sushi, and no one else in my party got sick, and everything else we shared. So I was like, okay, it's got to be the one food I ate without them. Fuck. Never again. This song does slap, I agree. The look of quiet concern, it was so real. I mean, and these are people who, like, laugh over death. These are the people I used to work with who are, I mean, imagine a room of me. You know, people that have a bagel in their pocket and they really want to eat it, but they're busy coding someone, but they're still thinking about that bagel. When they look at you with quiet concern, you start to feel not good. Like, I felt it. I even asked them a couple times. I'm like, you are looking at me weird. What is, and they're like, I'm just kind of worried and it's fine. We're just keeping an eye. I'm like, oh, okay. Or like we'd be, touring a castle and the charge nurse would reach over and just start feeling my pulse and my wrist out of nowhere. And I'm like, do I look bad? Is it happening? 9 good morning, love. Cheers. Now I got a pack of bowl. And grand weed. Where is my weed? Where did I put? Oh, just kidding. Lilith's on my foot, so I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck. Bennigan's. Okay, I gotta look at this. What the fuck is Bennigan's? Is an Irish pub themed American casual dining restaurant, and people like notoriously get fucking food poisoning there. How are they still open? See, and Bill, I'd be the opposite. I'd be so sad because pork is probably the only meat I don't feel at least a tinge of guilt. Like I'm like, I'm like 80% vegetarian, but if I crave meat, I'm going to fucking eat it because I probably need it for some reason. That's what cravings are. And my parents, we raised pigs and I hate them. They're mean. They're assholes. They're way too smart for their own good. They'll bite your fucking Achilles tendon in half if you give them a chance. They're assholes. I'm quite excited to eat a pig anytime I get a chance. Because I know when it was alive, it was a fucking asshole. And bacon! I would have been real sad. But no shit, when I was in, I have, like, nightmares about tricking it. About blood orgies. Talus Ether! Wow, I cracked then. My balls dropped. Thank you so much for summoning class, keeping the class. I mean, fucking raiding me? What? I'm really tired. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Katie, and I'm exhausted. How are you? Oh, are they closed? Sleaze. 100%. I can diagnose heart failure just by looking at your fingernails. That's the worst part about having the brain you get working in medicine is that you can't just walk around in public like a normal person anymore. I just see everyone's diseases around me. I'm not like, that's not a flex. I can't help it. I can see it in the pallor of your skin. I can see it in your eyes, your nail beds, the way you walk, your body shape, the way you breathe. It never stops in my head. Like, I'm just constantly diagnosing people around me and being like, I shouldn't be friends with you. You're going to die in like 5 years. I don't really do that, but like sometimes. It's great because then you can really invest in long-term relationships that aren't going to end too soon. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's a lot more to diagnosing someone, but they like the vast majority of symptoms you can see right on the outside. People just don't know what to look for. It is. It's a blessing and a curse. It really is. Yeah. Because you see it. You can't not see it. It's like just the other night, what were we watching? Oh, God damn it. Zach and I were watching some show and there was some known actor and I was like, oh shit, so-and-so has fucking congestive heart failure. And he goes, what? I'm like, look at his fucking fingernails, bro. Good morning, Mel Love. Good morning, Zelmo. Take your...
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go
You can't not.
smooth.
Yeah. You just gotta disconnect. As someone studying psychology, oh God. I sometimes have to forcibly go, no, we will not give this random person an impromptu unofficial therapy session. You poor thing. I almost did psychology. Like I had enough credits to go and do a degree and go for my master's if I wanted to, but I did not want to because like the level of like neurosis in those classes was like, you know, most college classes you go to, if someone raises their hand, they probably are answering a question or have a question. Every single psych class I took, if someone raised their hand, they just had a 15-minute personal story they deeply wanted to tell the whole class. And like, I don't care. Another sign I probably shouldn't be a psychologist. I'm just here so I don't get fucking fined. It's the same in game dev. I can't see digital art anymore without thinking how to break it down and recreate it piece by piece and how it works. Games aren't magical anymore. Oh, that's so depressing. David, honestly, I used to think that shit too. What's macroglossia? What is that? Like big tongue? Oh my God, Bringing Out the Dead. I think, oh, why do I remember that movie? I love Nick Cage. I've definitely seen that. Wait, Zakarian, when it's frozen or like, do you cook it? I have trouble regulating emotions. I need to leave the I had to leave the first responder field. That was one of the main reasons, but there were many. Oh, dude. I mean, more power to you. I left the medical because I was doing fine, but I remember looking around at all the all the therapists that had been therapists for 40 plus years, and they were fucking ruined people. 100%. And I don't mean that in an insulting way, like they were wonderful people, but they put their own existence at a detriment for their job forever. And like they're usually divorced 7 times, have 7 children by different people that are half taken away from them, half not. Like they are miserable human beings. And after 13 years of doing it myself, like, I felt that I could turn, like, I always compare it to Vampire Diaries, but if you've never seen Vampire Diaries, you don't understand. In Vampire Diaries, it's a stupid thing where vampires can turn their humanity off so they can just, like, go wild and kill people, and then they turn it back on and feel bad. But I feel like sometimes in the medical field, it's very similar in that when you walk in your scrubs, you turn this part of yourself off that actually processes emotions. But then when you turn it back on, they're all still there. It's just they all come crashing in all at once instead of processing them over time. And I've said this before, but it's a weird psychology when you think about, like, anyone in the hospital, especially if you work in an ICU. Like, I go into room 1 and say I have to terminally extubate a patient. There's the family there. We're crying. We're talking about things together. Like, we're hugging. We terminally extubate. We say goodbye together. And then the family gets to stay there with the body and do whatever they want for as long as they want. I got to wash my hands and go to room 2 and possibly do the exact same thing with a different family and a different process all over again. And then leave, wash my hands, do it in room 3 again. And that's hundreds of times, 6 times a night, all night long. And so, like, it's survival tactic, right? Like, I physically couldn't do my job if I actually allowed myself to feel all those emotions over and over and over again all night long, every single night, constantly. I would lose my fucking mind. But I remember coming home from work sometimes and literally opening my front door. I would just bawl. It would come out because, I'd see, like, dead babies and shit, like shit that no human being should see. But to do your job, you turn it off. It's like you go into a mode of, this is a job I need to do right now. And crying doesn't help. It's fucking weird, though. And so, again, thank you so much for subbing to my channel or gifting subs or whatever the fuck you do to support this so I don't have to do that anymore. Because I don't want to be in my 60s and be dead inside. Like everyone that I was working with. Like, super don't want that. I'd like to not be dead inside until I'm, like, dead, Scamp your haddock. Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, what was the sauces, though? Did I get an answer on the sauces? I'll do it. Hold on. Where's my poll? No sauce on either? Okay. I was just curious because honestly, I'm a big sauce slut. Like, I'm all about what's on it. What's on it? What's in it? Wrong keyboard. Food. And just to be clear, scampi is shrimp, right? That's what it is in America. I just want to make sure it's the same thing. Scampi is like shrimp and butter, and then haddock is fish. Obviously, Katie. Good on you for, like, getting fish after me telling that horrible story about my fucking food poisoning, by the way. I toyed with being a vet at one point, and while I want to save animals, that's me too. I did the same. No, I didn't even toy with it, Kona. Like, you know how some kids are like, isn't this fucking mix dank as fuck? I know, I'm gonna start it over. It's so good. I didn't even realize it was on. Like, from birth, I wanted to be a veterinarian. Like, I was that kid who's like, I'm gonna do this. Like, that was me as a child, and I used to watch those veterinary shows on Animal Planet on repeat. Like, I would just go to my grandma's house and watch the 24-hour binges of them or whatever. I was obsessed. And I can't even remember what age I was, but it was I was like middle school, like late middle school, when I found out that veterinarians have to put animals down. And I dropped that shit like a hot fucking potato. I was like, well, guess I'm going to learn how to art. Well, David, you've been fucked. Welcome to my life. I totally am. Like, the sauce, it's all about the sauce. Ooh, chicken korma is yummy. A few minutes ago, I read through the suicide note of a member of several communities I'm a part of, and we were all trying to find him and call someone to stop him. But what? Well, so now I got to try to find a way to disconnect and tame these feelings because something I might have to deal with this as a professional. I mean, do you have to find a way to disconnect from it? Is that healthy? Granted, I haven't studied psychology in a bit, but from what I remember, it's never good to disconnect from something. Like, because it doesn't go away. It just becomes kind of like festery and pussy inside. And it just kind of gets like a different flavor of shit, you know? You didn't eat it for 30 years because you thought you were allergic? I'm a very emotional individual and know that despite my want to go into the field to help people, animals, I know my mental couldn't handle it. It sucks because I think people like you would be the best healthcare workers ever. And like we were saying, I was saying this yesterday, like it's crazy that, first responders, healthcare workers, police officers, etc. They're not even offered therapy, let alone required mandatory therapy. Like I think jobs like that, you should be required to go to therapy. That should just be part of the job. Like here's your therapist now. Because any of those people, I mean, and some more, like there's other jobs, obviously, you're going to see shit that human minds shouldn't see. The worst. The worst. Slurm. I'm doing well. I hope you are. Oh, it's mini lobster. No shit. Is it like langoustines? Is that what they're called? Langoustines? Robo, what kind of curry though? I learned late in life that there is so many different curry. Like every culture has a curry and they are different foods. Cause same, like there are some curries out there I am not a fan of, but there are some curries that fucking I will literally gargle. It's like depends on like what cultural curry you're talking about, I guess. Yeah, curry like in I was gonna say in the UK, the curry sauce they give you with chips, I could drink. Am I totally off? Is it gross to you guys or is it as good as I think it is? Because I have wet dreams about it. Like I've told you guys this. I literally have moments where I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and think, I could like try to fly to London right now and just have some fucking fries real quick and come home. Because no one in the US can do them right. I'm ruined from having like decent chips. But that fucking curry sauce does something to me, like deep inside my loins. But it's not Thai curry, it's not Indian curry, it's sauce. I don't even know how to explain it. It's something totally different. So I was in the south of France when I was 7 years old, was canaling in the south of France on a mini boat that you run and live on. Oh shit, and we stopped off at a port for lunch. I wanted fish and chips. It came out, the fish wasn't battered. How old were you? Oh, you were 7? The fucking head? Okay, yeah, no, that's understandable, yeah. And the therapist doesn't answer to leadership! Or anything. In some ways, yes, in some ways, no. I can experience it and go through it and feel it, but at the same time, I need to ensure that the feelings are within reason and don't impede my life. Oh, 100%, yes. Balance is key in psych work. It's more trying to find a way to feel an appropriate amount of grief for someone I never knew, because otherwise feeling such things too much and too deeply will impede my ability to help others. 100%. It's like maturely consuming the content, for lack of a better, like, it's good to be empathetic, sympathetic, be there for people, but if you put yourself at a disadvantage, you're of no good to anybody. Yeah, I think about that when it comes to like consuming the news. Like it's important to me as a person to know what's going on with Ukraine and to know that Putin's a fucking dick, even though it's the other side of the world or whatever the fucking bastards want to say. I need to know these things. Like that's important. Those are human beings. But if I inundate myself in it and drown myself in just listening to the same shit over and over, I'm gonna get depressed or sad or whatever, and then I have no use to anybody. I can't help anybody. Yeah, it's something I think a lot of us have to deal with, especially these days. Oh, by the way, someone at work introduced me to another great German band that sounds like Rammstein, but they're Icebreaker. Oh, I think I know that band. Did you hear about Rammstein though? I heard all the charges were dropped, but like creepy shit, man. ClassyKatie's ClassyKatie stream, death therapy, and food. We just have yet to touch on dicks. Yeah, that cheap as fuck curry sauce you get with chips. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, technically Robo, but like every place in the world has taken curry and done what it will. You know what I mean? It's so I mean, if you've had, an Indian curry dish or you've had a Thai curry dish, when I speak of this curry sauce you get with chips in London, it is not the same food. Like not even in the ballpark. I don't know how to explain it, but I've noticed that everywhere I go, someone has a curry. It usually just means a mix of spices made into a sauce. But it can be anything. Like literally anything. There are so many different kinds in the world. Ooh, I got, hold on, file. Oh my God, I almost missed it. I almost did it on the wrong mouse like a fucking moron. I'm so tired today. If I seem just slow, I really apologize. I haven't slept in days, man. My brain feels like almost like foggy stoned, but not stoned foggy, just like foggy, like, oh, what's life? Oh, we talked about poop. That's true. Oh my God. Speaking of fecal matter, I have to pee really bad. But when I come back, so how do I start this? I do not give any fucks about Jeffree Star in any way, shape, or form. Piece of shit human being, and I don't listen or follow to anything that person is on. However, unfortunately, because I love makeup and that person is in the makeup world, they pop up on my Instagram every once in a while. And I was just like scrolling, so a video auto played. Of course it did. I fucking hate autoplay. But it was Jeffree Star recently complaining about how during the pandemic, people got bored and invented they, them pronouns, and how Jeffree Star does not believe in them and thinks they're stupid. And I am so full of just rage and anger and confusion. I have to pee, but I'd like to talk about this when we come back, cuz what why does that fucking piece of shit even feel the need to speak out loud? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why? So, oh, dude, Vile, I was just about to listen to I'll let you know what I think of. I think I've heard this before, but we're going to play it anyways. So after unfortunately sliding past that little interview, I did a little bit of my own research. And by that, I mean, I did a 15-minute fucking scholarly article at Google. Literally, like, it doesn't take extensive research to fucking educate oneself. The pronoun they has been around since the early 1300s and was used prolifically up until around the 1700s, where people started actually using he as a gender neutral pronoun for everybody. And then we started going, well, we don't want to be referred to as he. That's not clear. We'd like a she. And then we were like, okay, but we still refer to everybody as, like, it's so stupid of a comment to make, right? Humans. I just, making up words. My cock. I hate it. It's like, you just, yep, the Bible uses he profusely to refer to everybody. Yeah, yeah. It's just, yeah. That person is so stupid. Honestly, dude, hold on. Someone said it earlier. I was trying to think of a horrible, like, not a horrible, but a punny name off of Jeffree Star, because I don't want to use his name. I wanted to tweet how angry I was. I just couldn't think of one. Hold on. Someone said one earlier that was decent, though. Where the fuck did it go? Shit. Queen, was it you? Fuck. I missed it. Damn it. What was it? Jeffica Starn. Jeffica Starn. Queffrey. Queffrey's shirt is great. He really had, like, that's the thing. I remember way back in the MySpace days when he tried making music and, like, just did these really awful photographs of himself, like, with makeup, making himself look like a doll, like puking cereal on the ground and shit like that. Like, he's always just wanted to be famous by being absurd. That's just what he wants to do, and this apparently is his new absurdity. He's the new absurdity fame hill, I guess. And I hear his makeup's trash, so, like, good. Exactly. I mean, the hate is, yeah. I don't have words for it, man. It's just baffling to me. These, why I don't know. I'm sorry to all of you out there who feel personally attacked by these horrific people that have large platforms. You don't deserve it. I hope you know it's not personal and that these people just want to be absurd for absurdity's sake. And even commenting on pronouns is the dumb. I mean, you're famous. You got a lot of money. You get interviewed all the time. And the only thing you can think to talk about is that. You have nothing in your brain. You have nothing. You have no hobby. You have nothing going on. So that's what it's going to be. I don't know, man. Get a spider. Learn something. Read a book. Fucking Christ. He is. He's very, very much a provocateur. That's exactly the word for it. Yep. He's always been that way. And I don't, he's got like that army of people that worship him just like all the other shitholes. And I don't understand it. It hurts my head, honestly, even to try. So I try not to try. It hurts. Ew. Being against someone having choice in their pronouns is the single most profoundly stupid argument I've heard in ages, right? Even, I mean, and I don't mean this in a dismissive way, even having an opinion on how someone chooses to go in terms of pronouns is so fucking weird to me. That is so bizarre. Like, how fragile are you on the inside that someone being like, oh, hey, I go by they, them, destroys you. And that you have to make it a platform to speak on. Like, wow. Just big fucking wow on that one. Get a hobby. Read a book. I don't know. Learn to read, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Someone attacking you in platform shoes, dressed like a doll, vomiting cereal on the ground, like so desperate for attention that that's what they do in their free time. And when they can't get attention doing that, they choose to attack people who are already like vehemently attacked on a regular basis. That just screams super pathetic to me. Is that me? Is that just me? Like pathetic. That's pathetic. Again, you say you want your freedom. Are the pronouns in the room with you right now? The pronouns are coming from in the house. I'm so scared. It is. It's an echo chamber of hate speech, yeah. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's weird because, like, I feel like we often fall into just, like, worshiping music a lot. That's, like, the hardest thing to avoid in this stream, I feel like, is us getting on a music train and just sitting here and going, oh, music! But some people do that, like, over pronouns. Like, that's what they over is to hate. Like, that's their thing. And that is so weird to me. You know what I mean? Why should I wash my hands? They got fresh ball rub on them. Everyone likes the scent of their own smell. What? Brand. Everyone likes the smell of their own brand. Wafting, wafting. Cheers. Yeah, tonight we were watching Duacroma on the Discord. It's episode 3. So theoretically, we should be back with cast 1 today, I think. Well, cast 1, whatever. But yeah, we watch Duacroma night, and then on Fridays we all watch music videos. If you have a cool music video or new music we haven't heard, that's what we do on Fridays. Or I just let this shit roll. Like, have you guys seen? Oh my god, have I shared this one? This is from the other day, but if you weren't here the other day, this is like probably one of I'm upset is to oh my god, it automatically went into another awesome video. Yeah, it's to literally not have them run like while we're hanging out because I hate that. I don't think anyone should feel like they have to throw a fiver to continue a fucking conversation with me. Like that's so stupid to me. I'm very appreciative for those that do, but that should not be a requirement. So I try to run them literally always when I take breaks. And I found if I run them like every 2 hours at least, they shouldn't hit you in the middle of us just hanging out. So that might be it. I don't know. Maybe. Dude, I mean, I live for you know this, Doc. Like this is why we're friends. Like music, there is so little in life that is more important to me than music. And I don't say that lightly. I seriously cannot live without it. And people that don't like music make me very nervous. Like you're probably a serial killer or like you eat puppies or something. What broke? What happened? I wonder if my girl would be down to have a three-way with that girl. Holy crap, dude. Make her sick. Well, she'd have to be down too, though, right? Wait, is that an actor? Wait, David. Do I know that face? Hold on. I'm just moving links over. We have a lot. I love music. So usually if you raid, I love to show you something new. Have you ever heard of Frog Leap Studios, Doc? I'm sure you have, but it almost autoplayed into one of my absolute favorite covers by them literally ever. They're an incredible band that does metal covers of everything. Ever? And they're so fantastic. Ooh, I almost got Coulter Wall. Is that an actor? I feel like he looks so familiar. My brain is breaking. I don't know. Good morning, Luna. How are you, love? Might be a regional thing, I suppose. That too might be, yeah. I mean, seriously, I've like the biggest, like, I guess, dig on me when sponsors try to reach out to me is they'll be like, "Oh, over half your audience is not American, therefore we don't want to work with you." And I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." I take that as a compliment. Gone. How are you, dude? Our last night. Ooh. I mean, I love Stevie Nicks music in general. Let me see. I don't think I've heard that band before though. Put it in the queue. Hold up. Our last night. And it's Landslide. Oh, morning. You smell like toothpaste. That's lovely. Did you know that some people brush their teeth with charcoal? Gross. Ew. It dyes their gums gray. We learned together. Zen. Good morning, love. How are you? Oh, that was the Barbie cover. Oh, yeah. A little bit, Jeff, and then it rained again. It's been on and off. Like I try to go out there. Honestly, if it's not pouring, I just stay in the rain because it's so hot. It doesn't matter. But I'm at the point where I'm trying to level. Like I've created like a little like a snail shell kind of spiral walkway, and I'm trying to level it with sand. And every time it rains, like it settles and levels differently. So I sit there and rake it again, wait for it, rake it again, wait for it. Because if you lay the pavers before it settles, they're just gonna settle awkward. So I'm like in this like back and forth fucking game. I once worked with a person who was originally from Ireland, and she told me, I don't think like most Americans, I took that as a big compliment. That is a big compliment. I would take that as a compliment. Yeah. Gray gums. I would think that would make your teeth look yellow. Just thinking of like the color wheel, right? Ugh. I'd rather brush my teeth with bacon flavored toothpaste. Hard same. I used to have a patient addicted to colloidal silver. Jeff, where in my tiny, tiny ass hometown, there was like a legendary mountain man who was blue because of colloidal silver. It was so weird. I did not believe he existed, but I did until I saw him once. I saw him in a Walmart in the middle of the night. He's real. And he lives like up in the mountains in eastern Washington all by himself, and he fucking eats colloidal silver and is literally blue. I saw him. He's blue. Smurf blue. It was wild. I've only seen him once ever, though, because apparently he only comes out at night because people judge him and something. I don't judge him. Like, as long as he's not hurting anybody else. But he is blue. He was very blue. I mean, and he had like a white beard, so he really looked like a Smurf. It was very, very bizarre. Might neutralize him. That's true. Addicted to it though? Gross. Addicted. Addicted? Whoa. Whoa. Uh Yeah, that was ADHD in a fucking nutshell. Yeah, I think they just call it ADD these days actually. Like it used to be ADD and ADHD, but I think they changed it in the DSM so it's just a spectrum of ADD. I don't know. I don't know. I have an old DSM. I have one from like 20 years ago. That's incredible. Highly faded. I honestly have never understood someone that can sit still on the phone. We were just talking about that literally like 4 days ago. If I have to call someone on the phone, I have to go outside and I make like a track. And it's just oh, is it ADHD? They went yeah, it's ADHD and can be a mix of inattentive and hyperactive. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, literally. Or get high off my gourd. Like, I don't even know how to talk to someone sitting down without doing something. Like, I gotta be moving. Like, I recross and cross my legs during stream probably 500 times. The only reason it hasn't happened is my dog is literally laying on top of my foot, so I cannot. Oh, the old DSM was ADD. Okay, that's the way it went. Thank you. Well, I think there wasn't really a difference. They gendered the differences. So ADD is the same no matter what your genitals look like. However, the symptoms can express themselves differently just because of how we raise kids differently. So, historically speaking, in young assigned male at birth children, the way they expressed ADD was being hyperactive, loud, annoying, obnoxious, high energy, never sitting still, things that people deemed as bad behavior. Whereas people assigned female at birth, their ADD symptoms oftentimes exhibited in ways of being like very type A, hyper organized, re-alphabetizing their books in different ways 20 times a day, things like that, where people are like, oh my God, what a young, organized young lady. Look, they seem so calm and happy, but really like they're screaming inside because they can't figure out the right order to put their fucking books in, and it's going to torture them and haunt them for the rest of their life. That didn't happen to me. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I think that was why they tried to change it because there is, I mean, ADD is ADD. You treat it the same. It's just, and I think that also led to an underdiagnosis of assigned female at birth people getting diagnoses with ADD because no one saw their behavior as bad behavior. They saw it as like good behavior, whatever. Hard same. Yeah. I listened to a really good, it was actually she was a Danish psychologist talking about like just historically speaking why there's so many diagnoses of adult women with ADD these days because we've had it forever. It's just like the symptoms everybody thought were like good personality traits, so they encouraged them, but they didn't really realize they were encouraging like our self-soothing of our constant anxiety and nonsense going on in our head. I struggle with not sitting like a bisexual one. Oh, same. I have to have a chair that I can buy up. Like literally, Eliza and I like coined that ages ago. If I can't gay up my chair, I can't sit in it. Like if the seat's too small for me to get my feet on it in some way or like sit crisscross applesauce, it's out. It's not even an option. That's not going to be in my office. I will be so uncomfortable. Like I'll break the chair. Fun fact, one of the defining characteristics of ADHD is a limitless potential to do anything you desire if you can find a way to build and maintain interest in that area. This is called omnipotential. Interesting. I mean, there are some people who say, like, you know, I consider my ADD a superpower. I don't think it's a superpower, but there are, good morning, young and happy faded Friday. There are, you know, fields of work or life, whatever, that you can go into where I think being ADD is definitely advantageous, i.e., I don't think there's one respiratory therapist that isn't massively ADD at all. All of them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that it's like they kind of drift towards that naturally because we are kind of the chaos professional. We're the never-ending crash team, the chaos professionals of the hospital, whatever you want to say. So we don't, you know, it's not like we have a patient we sit with all night long. We usually have a floor we have all night long or a tower that is ours all night long. We have an office that we get to sit in and watch YouTube. And sometimes you watch YouTube for fucking 24 hours. And sometimes you don't sit for 24 hours straight. And a lot of your job is literally sitting there with like 4 pagers stuck to your pants, just waiting for one to go off, which means someone's dying. So it's kind of weird. Like you're literally just waiting for people to die, but you have to be like ready. That adrenaline has to be ready to kick in at any fucking moment. And it might have to kick in 3 times in a row. Like you might have 3 pagers go off at once. And people with ADD like thrive in those kind of volatile situations because our brain is always seeking extra stimulation. So when you're in an environment where there's an abundance of stimulation that you actually very much need to pay attention to, your brain is so happy. And I've watched more and more RTs, and I'm like, yeah, we're all a little ADD. We have to be. You have to be. It's just it's a different, and it's not. I'm not comparing it to anything else. It's just different. It's most other people in the hospital aren't sitting around just waiting for death. Dealing with it my whole life. I'm almost 40. Yeah, I never took meds for it. Just learned to cope my whole life. That was me. I didn't get diagnosed with anything until I was like 27. And it's weird when you think about like the self-coping and self-soothing. Like, I don't know about you, but I used to be, I mean, I still drink a lot of caffeine comparatively. I mean, actually, probably average for the average person these days. We're all consuming caffeine in one way or another. But I used to, like, the moment I woke up in the morning at 5 a.m. until 10 p.m., I would be drinking coffee nonstop. And my doctor told me that's a really, really common thing with people with ADHD because caffeine kind of helps calm you down. If you truly have ADHD, it slows you down. That's why a lot of people with ADHD can drink coffee and go to bed. And it's just different brains. It's weird. Burnout's the worst. Makes a bitch of hiding symptoms. I know, right? And you don't even know you're doing it. Right, Chronicle? Like, if someone who has a neurospicy diagnosis considers their neurospicy whatever a superpower, that's on them. But if a therapist ever said that to me, I'd probably cackle and leave. I'd be like, oh, no, it's not. No. I have this theory that my mom is undiagnosed and all my siblings and I have traits that show up in my brother. Oh, fuck my dick. My fucking, oh, shit, balls. My chat did the doubly thing. I had to refresh it. Hold up. Don't be a dick. Computer, I'll kill you. I'll fucking slay you. Mother of Jesus. Fucking bitch fart ball sack. Okay. Oh, come on. Sometimes my chat does this thing where it literally takes everybody's messages and doubles them on top of each other and I can't read them. It's so annoying. Okay, show up in my brother more because he's the eldest. He has AirTags on everything and a calendar because he forgets everything. I wonder, I mean, like, I don't know if, like, ADD, for instance, or OCD or bipolar, I don't know if they're genetic, but there is something to be said about being raised by someone with undiagnosed bipolar. You become who you're raised by. Like, they're the example on how to become human. You can't help it. Like, but your base, who you're going to be, is developed between years 1 and 2, right? So if you're raised by a bunch of undiagnosed fools, you're going to be picking up traits and probably, like, I don't know. Those are my diagnoses. I'm almost positive my mom has every single fucking one. And my dad drank himself literally into a grave by the time he was 49. God knows what the fuck was going on in his head that was untreated, that he was self-soothing. Like, it's all over the place. My little sister goes to therapy. She takes meds for stuff. Like, all of my siblings are something fucked up. But my parents are like, I don't need therapy. I'm fine. And I'm like, sure you are. When I was a kid, they tried different pills, but they either made me mentally and emotionally numb, and others just pissed me off more and more. Dude, that was the first pill I was ever on. It was terrible. Psychology is amazing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't generally, it's kind of the same with medicine. That's why I loved medicine. Like, yeah, you have XXX usually equals Y, but sometimes it doesn't because everybody's different. And that's the fun, like, puzzle of it. I'm completely straight, but I had to train myself not to sit with one leg tucked under me so much that it damaged chairs with the heel of my shoe. Does this mean I'm half bi? Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if there's any standing to, honestly, the gay sitting thing, but it seems to stand up for some reason. Maybe. I mean, you never know, right? It's fluid. Do you feel the need to twitch a lot? Oh, the chat finally did it, fucking sorted out. Okay, I've been reading through doubled messages. This has been very strange for my eyes. It did it. I'm finally fine. Okay, it's fine. Yes, fun song about, okay. Thank you, Glut. I was trying to click your link and it wouldn't let me because it was like 2 on top of each other. I don't know why it does this, but other people have told me theirs does the same thing every once in a while, so it's not just me. You know, highly fated. My mom never took me to get diagnosed, but I had to go to therapy after my dad died when I was a kid. And, well, didn't have to, but obviously my mom wanted her kids to go to therapy after watching their dad die. And the therapist told my mom, she was like, you know, I don't remember what my mom told me, but there was something. She was like, you know, they definitely, like, Katie has this and this and this. But my mom, because I lived in such a low income area, like, we lived in the middle of bumfuck fucking nowhere, like, graduating class of 30 something students. My mom was well aware that, especially when I was going to school, like, you know, 90s, that the moment you got tagged with a diagnosis like ADD or something, they stuck you in a special ed class where you were given a coloring book and that was the end of your education. And my mom was inherently, like, thank fuck, aware that I wasn't dumb. I didn't have the inability to learn. I just learned different. And so, unfortunately, I struggled my whole fucking life. I'm a terrible student. I never got good grades. Real strong C student. However, I'm not stupid. Went on, in my opinion, to be quite successful in the field of choice, and gave it up because it was terribly depressing. Um, I don't think, like, gauging people's intelligence on tests is very smart, and I don't think it's raising a very great generation. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there, to be honest, because it really, like, you get a bad grade on a test, and your teacher gives you this scowl, and you're like, that doesn't mean I'm stupid. Your test was stupid. Go fuck yourself. Oh no, Shiglet, if you have it, likely your parents have it. I believe it. Oh, ADHD and autism are genetic. There you go. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Honestly, it's the wiring of the brain. I believe it. Yeah, because it's especially, I mean, ADHD totally makes sense because it all has to do with, like, the misfiring or underfiring of neurochemicals. So that probably genetically comes from your parents, right? What up, BDO? How are you? Anxiety, I believe anxiety as well. Kinks can also be genetic. Oh, I don't want to know that. Nope. 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 La 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 la. Music. Oh my god. Lo-fi? What the fuck? The real thick shady? He's good. The lyrics are a little Britney Spears, but when my songs like sing, like, wish bad things on me, I question, like, why do you want me to feel bad? I just want to listen to your music. He said my name. He sees me. Sorry. Sorry, Satan. Dude, me too. But it's not like there is no song in the world that anyone sings that has the name Katie in it. But there's apparently this really old song that was like a show tune or something, and my grandpa used to sing it to me all the time, and my mom does. And it's like, what the fuck where is this coming from? There's extra sounds happening. I want to kill it. Oh my god. We're lost. Help. Hold on. Oh no. Oh no. I have so many things up. Oh my god. Okay, I found it. Jesus. There's an $1,100 ship pack. Looks like they added insurance. So, like, if it gets destroyed, they get it back? I mean, that's something. I'd want insurance on that. Jesus fucking Christ. Call it Katie's Ballad? No shit. The one song, I think it's like, I don't even know. I don't know where it's coming from. Hi, Mag. Where is it? I found it. Oh my god. We're living in a hellscape. This is the soundtrack. Too real. Oh, Mag, do you want to see it? It's actually really good. It's like a little under 2 minutes. I agree with you. There is an art form to like the pantomime clowning. What scares me, and I think it's like this it's an instinctual fear embedded deep within my soul that when you dress up as a clown, you are looking to attract and bring joy to children. And as someone who was essayed a few times in their childhood by people who seemed super joyous, that just raised like I'm like red flags. Why are you doing this? No adult is out there like, you know what I really want to hang out with? A fucking clown. Balloon animals. Let's get busy. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying every clown out there is fucking predatory on kids, like in any way, shape, or form. But in my brain, it translates to, oh, you're a grown ass adult who wants to singularly hang out with children. Why? I just have a lot of like personal hang-ups about that stuff. And I think that's a lot of where it comes from. And I saw it when I was like 7 alone, and that movie super fucked me up. But when like the pantomime clowning, I actually got to see some of it when I was in Prague. And it is an art form, but it's nothing like the fucking circus clowning that America portrays, like that garbage, creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? My big issue with the clown gimmick is that it's hard for me to take him super seriously. Yeah, I just can't stop looking at it. And I gotta wonder, like, does he want me not to pay attention to his music and his performance? Because his music and his performance is beautiful. I don't know why he wants to distract from it. It's so good. John Wayne Gacy, like, I don't know, man. Why? I don't know. It freaks me out. Nah, it's cool, Queen. I'm over it. They almost look human and act almost human with exaggerated features that are different just enough that are uncanny valleys triggered. And also, you actually just made me think of this stream. There is something about once you dress as a clown and you are in performance, if anyone is in your vicinity, there's this general exception that they're allowed to touch you and invade your personal space. And there are a few places in this world I am more anxious than seeing a street performer who's going to maybe touch me or maybe try to include me in something or just randomly grab me for something. Because unfortunately, I'm 6 feet tall with blue hair and I always fucking get picked. I stick out of a crowd like a sore thumb. So I will quite literally turn around and pretend not to speak the language just not to do that. And that's another thing that really creeps me out about it. It's like not only is the aim kind of, at least in the American view, to attract children, but, like, now that you dress up like this, you just get to fuck with me? I don't even let people I like fucking touch me. Stop. Nah, I'm good. There's something about it. And you gotta just, like, I think to myself, like, did you think, like, I want to be a clown and then realize you just get to fuck with people? Or were you like, I want to touch strangers and invade their personal space. I'm going to dress up like a clown to do that. I don't know. That's just where my brain goes, and I think that's why I've just inherently always despised clowns. I don't understand them. They don't bring me joy. They fucking creep me out. Like, if I see clowns, I immediately think they're gonna kill somebody. Like, if there's a clown out, like, who ordered a clown in 2023? What's going on? Except for, like, Captain Spaulding. Maybe. Dude, Z-Bot, my mom and Nana did too. Like, these little, like, sand-filled dolls that were clowns with porcelain faces. Not a fan. Not a fan. Don't clowns originate in the Roman Empire where they were disguises for political humor? I don't know if did they come from that or did they come from a jester, the court jester? I really don't know the history of clowns, to be honest. I don't like them. Who ordered a clown in 2023?
The GOP. I'm sorry, fucking mic drop.
Kind of like that guy looks like he might roof you, or maybe he's just from New Jersey. Exactly. There's something about it where I wonder why the disguise? Like, what are you distracting me from? I don't know. I'm not up on my clown history. I'm not. Unfortunately, they creep me out enough to not read about them. No shit. Wikipedia says the most ancient clowns have been found in the 5th dynasty of Egypt around 2400 BC. Wow. Wow. That's unfortunate. Who the fuck invited Pennywise to the party? No, not me. That's not allowed. She had those hanging clowns that you'd hang. Yes! Yes! And they looked like they were doing little acrobatics or something, but really they just looked like little clowns hanging in the air and they were so fucking scary. Mm-hmm. They're not cute. I don't get it. I just... To each their own, though. I mean, you enjoy you, but like, if you dress up as a clown around me, I'm going to pretend not to know you and I may not speak to you for months. I don't know. You're going to haunt me. No civilization has ever been safe from the clown menace! Yuck. Those, I know exactly the clowns you're talking about. I know. Yep. Maybe that was a thing. Was that just like a fad to have little fucking clowns in your house? Fuck clowns. I'd rather have a horse behind me. I mean, I'd rather have a bear. Because, I mean, there's a chance the clown won't kill me and I have to just live with the fact that it was there. Whereas a bear will disembowel me and I'm sure to go. I don't have to live with those memories. A horse you might live through. Just saying.
What up? CJ. How are you, love?
What if it's the circus bear that's clown adjacent? I mean, I'm assuming if it's behind me and I'm unaware of it, it's either coming up to fuck me or kill me, and in which case I'll probably die both ways. Like, why would a bear want to come up behind me for any other reason? I don't know. If a bear dresses as a clown, it doesn't worry me, because bears don't have upper brain, like, forebrain thought of, like, you know, maliciousness that humans have. That's what, maybe it's just people scare me. People can think evil. Bear just is hungry, or, like, protect, or get the fuck out of my way, or whatever. Or rabies, you know. Baldur's Gate 3 would suggest otherwise on that. Oh my god. Do you think they really, like, do you think that was a joke? Because a bear can't consent to a fuck. Yeah. If a clown is where it's supposed to be in a circus or, like, pantomiming, like I've seen in many other countries, absolutely. That's a different level of performance. Their performance is based on them. They're not fucking with people. They're not touching anybody. Doing their own thing. Sure. They're not bending down and just talking to children. What if the bear wanted to experiment? I'd throw Coke in its face and run. But then put a camera up and watch some CCTV somewhere. A paw swipe from bear can take your jaw off. I'm clean off your head. I'll take the clown. But then you have to remember the clown. I just had to go back and watch Top Secret Clown Business. What the fuck? Wait, what? I've known some bears that definitely consented.
Calm the bitch down.
Zoe. Were there clowns in Devil's Rejects? Was Captain Spaulding in that? I haven't seen that one in so long. Captain Spaulding is one of like 3 clowns in the world that don't scare me, but I don't really consider him a clown. I had a clown doll that sat on a swing that my parents hung by my bed. I like clowns, but not that one. It's not really a bear. It's a man transformed into a bear. Oh, is it? Is it like, oh my god, is it a druid? Is it a druid? Druid, yes. Okay, that makes way more sense. I haven't played yet because obviously I'm waiting for the official release, which is August 3rd. Did I actually remember it? I wrote it down. That usually helps me remember things. I think I did it. August 3rd. Wild shaped. Are there other, like, forms you can take, or is it only a bear? Just if anybody's played, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a mind twister. Like, if you could shapeshift into a bear. I mean, I suppose. To each their own, whatever. Captain Spaulding was in Devil's Rejects. I haven't seen that one forever. My dad really liked Devil's Rejects, which was interesting. Of all of the zombie movies, that was his favorite. Okay. I don't know. That makes me question things about my stepdad, but sure. Sure. No shit. I used to have a Captain Spaulding, like, sign in my kitchen with his face on it. That's how much I'm not scared of him. There's something, I don't know what, I mixed that one up and House of a Thousand Corpses a lot in my head. Sid Haig, he did. Yeah, super sad. Oh, yes, we have episode 3 of Do Ackerman at Night, which is, I believe we're going back to cast 1. I mean, theoretically, I don't know. Yeah, he did. From Flovent to Symbicort, is it still, like a little pill that busts in the little thing, the powder, and you... Because the only thing you need, like, I'm pretty sure you probably did the same thing if you were on Flovent, but you just want to make sure to rinse out your mouth afterwards. Like, glass of water, like a little cup of water, just spit it out. Because it can cause thrush and shit like that. You don't want shit to build up on your cheeks. Yeah, it's premiering right now, but we watched it after stream in the Discord if anybody wants to join. Because it premieres, unfortunately, like, literally during my stream. So, we watched it in Discord afterwards. So you might beat me to it. So technically, the druid turning into an owlbear in the D&D movie isn't allowed, but fuck, it was awesome. Who cares? It's allowed in my world. Owlbear is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Why would nobody want an owlbear? That is so fucking cool. Yes, you just always want to rinse your mouth out afterwards. Yep. Oh, also, if it's an inhaler, you'll be right backing. When you're back, or if you're still listening, do you have a spacer? If not, ask your doc. Literally, just any clinic that has anything will have bags of them. They're great. Like, let me know when you're back, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you all about them. Because owl bears are monstrosities. Who said that? Who said that? That's so dumb. Owlbear was so fucking cool. Boring. People are boring. I have a lot of links. Sorry, I'm just moving shit over. I think I have... Aw, man. Classic. Oh, God, so loud, so loud, so loud. I got it. You're fine. We almost died together. Oh, they're classified as monstrosities. Well, that's sad. First you take an owl, and then you take a bear, and then you... Real hard. Honestly, I assumed that a wizard made one on accident. Like, I did not assume owls and bears were out there effing, but to each their own. I was thinking that stream. I was thinking that. Yeah. I was thinking they're their own creature. Like, we call them an owlbear, but they were, like, made by something or whatever. They're their own thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like, if you think about it, we have bears, and we have cats, and then we have a bear cat. It is neither a bear nor a cat, but it exists. We have that in normal animals, too. We name things stupid all the time. I learned the other day that the Latin name for, like, the giant panda bear that is actually a bear, that's the second animal with that name. The first animal is the red panda, which is not a panda. Like, the Latin literally is, like, cat bear. No shit. The Latin for panda means cat bear, and the first one to ever be named it was a red panda that's not a panda, and then they named the giant panda like that. Yeah. Humans are crazy. We fuck up all the time. I love this song. Dude, Queen Freak. When I was a youth, a little one, I don't know what like instigated this story, but my Nana decided to tell me a story, and she goes, So at one, like, say it's the end of the world and, God wipes out, because she was Catholic, God wipes out everything except two animals. There's a mouse and an elephant. And the mouse and the elephant are sitting there at the end of the world, contemplating, do we save the species? Do we save the world by making babies and replenishing? Because, God people believe two people can do that. Or do we just like let it go? And the mouse goes like, I have an idea. And he gets up on a branch of a tree and he tells the elephant to go like 3 miles away and then run at full speed towards the mouse. And then the mouse will like bend over and receive. So the mouse is sitting on a branch, bending over, ready to receive. And the elephant goes 3 miles away and then just starts fucking like, whoo, 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 like elephant charging, full mast. And right before he gets to the mouse turns around, puts his hand up and says, stop. If it don't fit, don't force it. Okay, Nana. I think that was my Nana's way of telling me, like, the witches in our family have tiny pussies. I don't fucking know. Wild. Wild. I was like, 5. I was but a child, Nana. I did not need to be thinking about elephant cock. Good Jesus. Oh, my Nana, well, she was raised in a Catholic orphanage by nuns, so, like, I'm assuming so. And according to her, the story she gave us, like how her and my grandpa met or whatever, was, her 18th birthday at the orphanage. He drove up to the front of the orphanage on his motorcycle, and he was straight out of the army, or out of the war, and she hopped on the back of that motorcycle, and he took her off, and they got married and made a bunch of babies and had a wonderful life. Sounds like kidnapping. I don't fucking know. She never clarified, and she's dead now, so that's all I got. Cheers. Look at you, pineapple. Exactly. Oh, yeah, Nana, like, but honestly, like, her stories, and I'm sure it's not enlightening to any of you to know that someone had a bad time in a fucking nun-run orphanage, but the stories she would tell me about some of those nuns, I would have got on the motorcycle of any fucker that came up to that orphanage, too. Because anything would have been better than that. Like, I won't even say them here. You guys know. Go watch a movie, read a book. They're so bad. And I don't know, like, to this day, it's, like, I'm glad they're going after molester Lester priests, but did they realize how many, like, sexually assaulting nuns are out there? Herds of sexually repressed nuns assaulting children every day. Herds. I know, right? Say it isn't so! A Catholic orphanage wasn't a great time. Dude, I wish she was smoking something good. Yeah, women can't be abusers. Yeah, they just don't. That's why. I think that's why. People think that so they don't look. And it's like, they were like abused, sexually abused. Bad shit. Bad. And not the only, this was in Seattle. She was in a Catholic orphanage in Seattle. Imagine an Irish Catholic orphanage in fucking Ireland. God fuck, I have no idea how much worse it is over there. Jesus fuck. Or I have no idea, and honestly, if it could be worse or better. Dude, Vile, we had listened to it. It was already saved in my list, but I like it a lot. I actually like it better than Rammstein, to be honest. It just sounds like better metal. Exactly. Women can't be abusers. What? But nuns are women, and women aren't supposed to feel any sexual feelings whatsoever. Yeah. I don't even know if the nuns get off on what they do sexually. But what they do is definitely sexual abuse. And, like, manipulation and fucking, like, when the girls hit puberty, if they get pubic hair, they make them strip down in front of the entire class and laugh at them and shame them and make them feel like they are literally the original sin, and then hose them down outside in the courtyard for all to see, like, shit like that. Like, just fuckery. Just fuckery. Just fuckery. Giving them nothing to do, no pads or anything when they get their period, so that they just free bleed in front of their entire class and get shamed by the priest and called a slut because they're sitting between their legs or something. Like, just things that it's always about your sexual organs. It's not necessarily like sexual in nature, but it definitely does something traumatically in a sexual nature to the child because it's, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know the verbiage around all of it. It's fuckery. It really does fuck you up. So, yeah, I would have gone the back on that motorcycle too. Long story short, just in terms of the small tidbits my Nana gave me towards the end when she was losing her mind and didn't know what she was telling me. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. There's a really good, I say this with big old quotes for those just listening, a really good movie. I think it's called, oh, fuck. It's like, it's about a notorious nunnery, I believe actually in Ireland. Was it in Ireland? It's like called Mary Magdalene's or something like that. But I remember when it came out like in the early 2000s, late 90s, I think. And when I watched it with my Nana, she just started crying. And that's when she actually opened up to me for the first time about any of the shit she had ever gone through. Like, we knew she didn't have a good time, but she never gave us deets. And she said it was too real. And the reason she cried was she had no idea it happened other places. That's what fucked her up. She was like, I thought it was just us because we were an Irish Catholic school in the States. So they were trying to, like, keep us as culturally Irish and as culturally Catholic Irish as possible. So they were super dumb, like constricting on what they let the girls do and stuff. But it's an epidemic. And like, yes, go for the molesty priests, but please don't forget it. Like, when's the last time you saw a cult with a creepy leader where literally no one in the cult was also participating in the creepy activities that the leader was okaying? And I'm not trying to call out religion as a cult, but like just using it as an example. Usually the initial members of cults are people who are like, oh, this cult leader's okaying touching kids. I like that. I'm going to join this cult, buy into their nonsense, and then they'll allow me to touch kids, to be completely frank about it. You can't just look at the head of a snake, nip it off, and assume the rest of the body ain't fucking fucked up in some way, shape, or form. Because you harbor like an atmosphere and a behavioral like culture to a certain extent in what's okay. And like, obviously it's fucked. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. Female rappers, man, they're too few and far between these days. And I feel like they usually go pop so fucking fast. Like, people will come out and say, Cardi B or something's a rapper, and I'm like, are they? Like, still, really though? Are they? If I have to hunt for things 11 years ago to find the rap, I don't know if you consider him a rapper anymore. Hi, Time and Love, how are you? Stardust to make up all the love of the universe. Amen. Can you imagine if there was no love? I don't know what this... This is already liked and saved on our playlist, so I think I've heard this, because it's tickling my ear. Hold on. Yeah, I dig this. I think we've heard this. Yes. I was going to say, it's already liked and saved, so... Yeah, dude, I like this song. Yeah. About a Christian death cult in Kenya, over 600 found in mass graves. Oh my God, what? Oh my God, is that bigger than Jonestown? I don't remember. That might be the biggest. That is fucking disgusting. Trouble, I'm not a huge fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I heard an interview by him or something, and someone said, are we really made of stars? And he says something really profound and says, fuck that. Stars are made of us. And I kind of dug that. I know it's pretty much, little column A, little column B, but I kind of dug that. Yeah, the horror, I mean, 100%. The numbers do not make the horror worse or better. in any way, shape, or form. One person in a mass grave is fucking horrific from a cult. 600 people and starved and or suffocated children. Like, what's worse than living in a naked room of Legos? Because they deserve that. Fuck yes. You're getting ramen eggs? Ooh. Ooh, are you gonna get like tea eggs? I'm so excited for you, Violet. It's gonna be so fucking delicious. I haven't had ramen in ages, but it's expensive around here. It's like fancy city ramen. That's so sad. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't believe in an afterlife. Like, I think that was created by people that were really insecure about death. But like, there are some people that make you really like wonder. Like someone that could, ugh. Like, what's the word? Okay, that, I don't know, approve of, I don't know. Is that even a word for it? It's so fucked up, I don't know. Fatal, how are you, love? We're just listening to dank music and getting high. How are you? Ooh. Couple hours? Hours drive? Damn. Ooh. Katsu ramen. I'll write that down. Katsu ramen in Aurora. There's really good ramen places around here. It's just like, you know, we've been doing HelloFresh for literally like over a year now, which is dummy cheap and it's really good food. So now we eat out so rarely that when I eat out, I look at the price of it and I'm like, God damn. Why is a bowl of soup $15? It hurts myself. I'm just a cheap fuck though. I'd eat Kraft macaroni and cheese the rest of my life if Zach let me. Katsu. Isn't katsu like that flattened deep fried chicken? Or just deep fried meat or something? Isn't there like pork katsu chicken, something like that? Katsu ramen. I'll look for it. 'Cause I love good ramen, but I'm used to living on like, I guess in towns that had large populations of people who had Asian heritage and or descent, or who came here originally and like started restaurants like from the ground up from the original country, and the soup was like cheap and fucking delicious. Cheap, inexpensive. I hate the word cheap. It implies it doesn't have value. Not cheap. You know what I mean? Evanescence. Oh my god. My heart. Yes, Envy. I got to do a whole sponsorship with him. It was super dope. But I literally like we'd been subscribed to HelloFresh for like 6 months prior to doing that sponsorship. Yes. We'd already been doing it because like both of us are kind of, I don't sleep and Zach's a night owl. Let's put it that way. So we eat dinner around like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm lazy. I don't like cooking. And so we started it just as a way to be like easy, like make us eat healthy, easy meals. And it's just so fucking inexpensive that when you actually get like takeout, you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? They do. Envy. They actually have like, you can, how do you explain it? It's really cool. They have an app and you can go on like a browser and do it. But basically what you do is if you sign up, every week you get to pick a day. You'll get a box on your porch, and it's literally like in 100-degree weather. It's still frozen when we got home. It was amazing. They put these like huge ice packs in it. But what you do is you get to pick your meal plan. And the meal plans can be like pescatarian, keto, vegetarian, quick and easy, hearty meat and potatoes. And then allergy ones. And then, like, you can actually, like, if there's something that they put in these, because, like, you still have to make the food. It's not like a lean cuisine or something like that. They just give you the ingredients that's the perfect amount for the amount of people specified. And literally, we eat all of our food every night. It's amazing. It's the perfect amount of food. And if we don't, Zach just finishes it. He's fine. So it's gone. But, so, like, if there's, like, for instance, Zach and I just, don't hate me for this. I hate Frank's Red Hot. I think of all the hot sauces in the world, it's like the shittiest. That and Tabasco sauce, not a fan. And they have a lot of recipes where they're like, deep fry this thing and coat it in fucking Frank's Red Hot. And we just kept getting this thing. Like we literally got it like five weeks in a row. So we just wrote them and we're like, can we just never get Frank's Red Hot ever again? And they were like, yep. And we never got it again. So you can do that. Like if there's a special, thing, ingredient, like if you hate stuff like that, or yeah, Frank's, it's just bad. It's great if you've never had hot sauce before. If you've never had hot sauce, Frank's is amazing. But if you had, it's like fucking vinegar piss. Yeah, not a fan. And that's been a thing. Ooh, katsu is a pounded flat and breaded in panko, then fried. Is a cutlet. Does it matter what kind of meat to be called katsu? Katsu curry is really good, I agree. Oh my god. At least a couple weeks before I got a tattoo, I would get like a sugar scrub or some sort of heavy duty exfoliant, face wash or something, and use it every single day on the area lightly, just lightly exfoliate the skin, because that's going to ensure less pain, less dragging of the needle through your skin, which is usually what causes the pain. They're going to shave your arm no matter what. They're just going to shave all the hair off because tattooing through hair sucks. Keep out of the sun. Wear lots of sunscreen because you want your skin tone to be its natural, undamaged, sun-kissed tone. Keep it out of the sun. Also, sun damage does make it so it's basically kind of like scar tissue. It makes it harder for the needle to drag through, so it's going to cause more pain. Hydration. Try not to take any painkillers 24 hours before your tattoo, because with bigger tattoos especially, they're going to be going over the same place a lot, over and over and over, so you're going to bleed. As opposed to like a tiny tattoo, they go a lot slower, so they don't have to go over and over. But they'll go over a spot, wipe the blood away, look at it, go over it, wipe the blood away, look at it, go over it. When you take painkillers that are a blood thinner, you're going to bleed excessively. And if you literally are uncontrollably bleeding, they have to stop the tattoo. They'll just stop tattooing you and you have to come back another day. So try to avoid painkillers. Hydration, eat a big meal the night before or the morning of, depending on how early your tattoo is or whatever. And I would bring snacks. I do that for all my tattoos. I bring bags of gummy snacks, sour and otherwise. And it's keeps me busy because I'm twitchy and you're going to have to be laying still doing nothing. But also it keeps your blood sugar up, because when your body goes through extended periods of pain, it is a physical trauma and your brain will start to go into survival mode and you can start to get really lightheaded and it'll start to dump your blood sugar and it'll make you pee like crazy. And so keeping a snack there that's not messy, you're not going to be getting chip dust on your fucking tattoo artist. It's literally put a couple gummies on your chest and just eat them while they're working. That's a good idea. And then, offer always. Yes. Yeah. I've been going to the same tattoo artist for so many years now. We have a rapport where I bring weed, he brings whiskey, we take a shot, we smoke a blunt, and afterwards we always go to a fucking Mexican restaurant close by and get shots and eat Mexican food together. We have a thing now, but for each tattoo artist is different. It depends on your guys' rapport, but I would always offer, I'm grabbing some gummy snacks. Do you want anything? Or I'm grabbing a coffee. Do you want anything? It's my pleasure. Of course, I would always offer. They'll probably say no, but I always offer. Yeah. You saw them. Oh my God, Timon, was it amazing? You got to see Seether and Evanescence. Ugh. Yeah, and then aftercare, like Glut says, either Second Skin or Aquaphor. You don't want to you don't want Vaseline, because Vaseline won't allow your skin to breathe. Whereas Aquaphor actually, I don't know the exact ingredients. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but they do allow the skin to breathe. And so for instance, if something got stuck under Vaseline, it would trap infection versus Aquaphor will not. Yeah, that's really, really smart. Probably should avoid any kind of mind-altering substance, not doctor prescribed. Yes, unless you have a fucking rapport with your tattoo artist. My tattoo artist literally hangs out in our chat. Sometimes we've known each other for years. I trust him, he trusts me, we're good. But seriously, alcohol, mind-altering substances, painkillers, all of that, not just because you kind of want to be in your right mind and you don't want to be loopy as fuck getting a tattoo, but most of those things do alter the viscosity of your blood and make you bleed like crazy. They just thin your blood out for some reason and just make you overtly bleed. And if you start bleeding like crazy, they're going to stop tattooing you because they can't work through puddles of blood, you know? Yeah. Yep. Most tattoo artists I've ever been to will go through after they'll ask you, like, my tattoo artist at this point, like, even if I went to a different one, they see I'm covered in tattoos and they're like, "Do you have any questions about aftercare?" But when you get your first one, they should go over aftercare with you. So, for instance, my first tattoo was one on my hip. It's a tiny little rose, but like my big on this side, yeah, this guy, this big boy, the side shits. He went over aftercare like an hour with me because it was so big and it covers such a huge area of my body. He literally had to wrap the core of me in saran wrap. Like he, put ointment on it when he was done, wiped it off and everything, and then wrapped me in saran wrap because you do basically what they're doing, especially if you get color. So line work, if you look microscopic, I actually have a tattoo gun. I could get it out. If you look at the needles, it's usually like either 3 or 4 very, very tightly clustered microscopic little needles, or it's one big one. And that's what they're using to do line work. When they do color, when they're like scrubbing it in, it's like a square of a ton of tiny little needles. And they're like doing this with all those itty bitty needles. It's similar to getting like one of those like remove the top layer of your skin off your face rolls where they like scrub the skin off and you bleed everywhere. It's like that. So if you think about it, the bigger the tattoo and the more area you're getting it, that's a wound. That's now a wound. So if you look at this tattoo, I had to think of this in terms of aftercare as a 16-inch burn on my arm. How would I care for a 16-inch burn on my arm? That's how much, because they're going to a level of dermis where the ink will not peel off or dissipate. There's a very, very special layer of your skin where the ink will sit. If they go too deep, it does something called blowout, where it will like, kind of like dripping ink into water. It'll go bloof and like bloom under your skin. That's way too deep. That's like fucking almost muscle fascia. And then there's too shallow where it will start to fade and blow out as well and peel off slowly as your skin just like sloughs throughout your life. So it's a very, very specific layer they go to. And that layer is the layer of infection. So you want to go to a tattoo artist that is reputable, clean, you trust. Everything is new. Everything you see is coming out of a fucking new sterile package, period, end of story, other than the ink. The ink, they should be squirting out into little pots. Like, that comes from different things. But everything should come out of a sterile container. You are literally paying someone to very gingerly scrape a very important layer of your flesh off. And then you're walking away with an enormous wound that is now exposed to all of those icky things I was talking about earlier, like gangrenous and necrofasciitis and shit like that. So aftercare is really important. So I was wrapped in saran wrap and told all the instructions. Shower, let it come off, lukewarm water, not hot water. You don't want to put like antiseptic, or not antiseptic. You don't want to put antiseptic. You don't want to spray alcohol or peroxide or put like Neosporin on it at all, because all of those things will actually make the ink come out of your wound, which is why Aquaphor is most often suggested. You can go online, go to like Instagram and shit like that, and shop for aftercare tattoo products. Look at the ingredients. It's Aquaphor under a different name for more money. Do what you will, but I have Aquaphor all over my house. I'm surprised I don't have a bottle literally within grasping distance as we speak, but I'm a huge proponent of Aquaphor. It's the shit. I love tattoos. I literally have them everywhere, and all of them have been fine. I've never had a weird heel. I've never had like an infection, anything like that. And infections are super rare, but they usually happen in people who are just in general in their own daily life before the tattoo, not very hygienic, i.e. they, aren't really bathing and kind of just like live in squalor. Those are the people getting infections. It's not normal. Or going to a tattoo shop where it's someone who got a tattoo gun online like me that is not meant for human skin. It's meant to do like some rubber and practice. And they're like, "Hey, bud, want a fucking tattoo?" And then they think they're a tattoo artist and they put this on like Craigslist and suddenly they're like fucking giving people horrific infections. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? That's the weirdest thing about tattoos. You kind of forget you even have them. Yeah. Right? Oh my god, I haven't looked at my body in a while. That's all I have, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. But 2 of them literally cover like a quarter of my body. I go big or go home, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any small tattoos. I've never had a small tattoo before. What are those like? I've never gone to a tattoo shop and gotten out in under 5 hours. What is that like? Didn't we, Tat? Try tat. We did have an alert for it at one time. I'm going to brainstorm with you. We had one. Oh, shit. Dude, we had it. Fuck. Tattoo goo, it's probably Aquaphor. That's probably what it is. It's the most common thing because it's gonna provide a barrier from the outside world, similar to what your skin's supposed to do, but it doesn't leach the ink out. It's probably the same ingredients. Sorry, I knew we had another song. Where'd it go? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Whoop. There it is. Bum 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 ba da dum bum. Cam's Tat Wax has been the one I've used. It's just Aquaphor type stuff plus some moisturizer. Yep. That's usually what they are, and use whatever works for you, honestly. You just want to make sure to follow your tattoo artist. If your tattoo artist is reputable and safe and they have a good rapport and like you've seen their Instagram or whatever and there's a bunch of people posting the tattoos after getting them and they look beautiful, that's who I trust. That's where I would go, 100%. I'm the kind of person who laughs when nervous. Oh my God, are you nervous? How big of a tattoo are you getting? There's the hand tat. That's my Jenna Curd. That's the real nice one. That one was 13 hours. Yeah. 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Pretty fucking wild. What's a graphite tattoo? Oh, you mean like rubbing fucking pencil? I have an ink tattoo. It's so faded, but I gave myself like a needle thread ink tattoo. It's just a dot right there when I was like in 8th grade. Like that one? Ooh, we were dumb kids. Of course we did. At least you don't fart when nervous. Dude, how do people not fart doing yoga? Yeah. Party dots. Man, Najeel, I feel old. You feel old? You feel rickety yet? Oh, no shit. Are you getting it like up your forearm? So if you're getting it on your hand, no shit. This stuff, I could have slept through. Like seriously, until she got to this, because I don't have super pale skin. I have like very yellowy olive skin, I guess. And these were supposed to be purple gems with a white sheen in them. And she kept scrubbing white ink into my arm over and over and over and wiping it away and being like, wow, it's not white. And I'm like, yeah, because yellow. But she tried. That part, other than that, all of this, literally, she free-handed this part. I could have slept through it. However, because you said hand, I'm just going to warn you, I don't want you to go in blind. I almost blacked out when she hit these two bones. Where those two little loops are, right there and right there. I almost hit the floor. That fucked. I felt it in my soul. But other than that, I just, in case you didn't know, in case that, like, if you're getting it on those two little nubbies, there's nothing there but nerves. And holy fucking cock. I imagine it's akin to getting a bone marrow taken out of a bone. I don't know, dude. If you pass out, they usually stop the tattoo appointment. They'll usually say, okay, you've reached your limit. Because every tattoo artist I've ever done, they'll usually go as long as you're willing to go. They'll go as long as you're okay with, which is why, like, my tattoos, like, the big side piece, the big scythe, I got done in 2 sessions, I think total of, like, 10 hours. And then this one I did in 1, but that was because I went to Wales to get it, so it wasn't like I was around to get another session in. And this one was 13 hours. The big one on my ass was like 5 hours-ish. But experienced tattoo artists can usually sense when you're at your limit before you even know. So I don't think most tattoo artists let their person get to the point of fainting. I don't know. I assume they would just stop and like call someone though. Yeah, these parts fucked. This was getting filmed. She was doing like something for a new tattoo ink or something. So they had a what are they called? Like a time-lapse camera over it while they were doing it. And when she hit those bones, because I was like, I was fully aware that I was being filmed, I literally just do like my head looks like a zombie spins backwards, and I have to stare at a wall because I feel like I'm just gonna start crying or puking at the same time. This one, I don't mind at all. No, honestly, I'm so proud of my tattoos. Their art. I pick my tattoo artists based on their art. I think their art. I don't mind. I gotta remember though. This one before tip, I believe was 900. Yeah. 900 pounds, though, I should specify. 900 pounds for this boy by Jenna Kerr, but she's like hella fucking famous and I mean, come on. She's a phenomenal artist. She freehanded half of that. That's incredible. She's so fucking talented. And then my scythe. It was that one's getting up there. It was 2 5-hour sessions. I'm trying to think. I think it was like 600 each session before tip. Most tattoo artists, if you're getting huge, at least all the tattoo artists I've ever even worked with to do a consultation or something, if you're doing a big piece that's going to take more than one session, they usually just charge you by the day. So for instance, that's the one on my ass. He just charged me for a full day and then literally moved before I could fucking finish it. Now he lives in goddamn North Carolina or something. Like, I'm fucked. Thankfully, he got so much done, it actually looks really dank already, so I'm fine. For now, I don't know what I'm going to do there. But that one was 1,000 before tip, because he just charges 1,000 a day. Because it's from the back of my knee up to past my ass fold. Oh my God, and can I just say, so I just, you know how I said I almost blacked out when they hit this? The most painful tattoo spot in the entire body is your ass crease. Anybody else have an ass crease tattoo? I almost cried. It felt like someone was, my ass clenching even thinking about it. It felt like someone was ripping open my asshole. I'm not talking your asshole, just like the little U under your butt cheek. Holy shit. I really thought a butt, like my tattoo barely like it grazes like butt cheek area. And I was like, your ass is like fat and skin. Like, I'm not going to feel anything. No. Your butt cheek crease is, I think, this is just a theory, I think it's like this skin. This soft underskin that never sees the sun and is always against your body and is just like, still feels like baby skin kind of, like your bingo wing skin. I think it's like that crease is just delicate and never sees anything. And oh my God, he finished that. That's done. It's like a part of a tree or something. Then thank fuck, because I don't know if I would have, I mean, now that he moved, I can't go back. Ha 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 ha, we are laughing. I don't know if I would have ever gone back, though, if I knew I had to get more butt cheek. That was bad. I couldn't sit. I think I had to take like 2 days off from streaming because I could not sit nor stand. I had to like lay on the ground on my side. It was bad. Butt cheek crease. Ow. Ow. No, just like under your butt cheeks. Like the crease between the butt cheek and the thigh. That's it. Like, if you don't have a fat ass like me, just a line between butt cheek and thigh. Just that. That one space. It was, I'm having a hard time. Like, it literally was like blades, hot blades in my skin. It was so bad. If the crease never gets interacted with, it would panic. In the crease between your thigh and your butt cheek? Owie. I've heard feet are terrible. Oh my God, oh, my toes are curling. I've heard. The top of my hand didn't really hurt. I don't know what's different. Like this part, none of that. I mean, it was fine. I don't remember this hurting. But yeah, I've heard feet are fucking, like, I've known people that went in and got like they were getting a matching tattoos on each foot or something like that. They went in and got one foot tattooed and didn't get the other one ever done. Ever. Like, they're just never going to. They're like, nah, fuck it, I don't care that much. Because it was just mind-blowing. Because there's no fat on your foot, right? I'd break your fucking hand off, too. Oh, I always appreciate good toilet paper. If I ever get tattoos, it'll be Tolkien's quote, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. My own words. Do Do what you need to do, feel what you need to feel, be who you need to be. In a sentence from a poem of mine, we want the stars to remember us. Dude, I love those, by the way. I've almost gotten text a few times, and every tattoo artist I've ever worked with says that text tattoos are the first to go when your body ages. They're the shortest lasting tattoo of all the tattoos. They blow out and you can't tell what they are anymore. And I was like, damn it. I have a Tolkien poem I want too, actually. But it makes me sad because they're so expensive. Like, I don't want to invest in a tattoo that's going to blow out when I'm 60 or something. I still got years to live. Do not get your butt crease. I wouldn't, Clara. Oh my God. And I don't know what, like, it's just got to be like, that skin just don't get touched. It's just your special skins. I don't know, man. It was so, like, he had to multiple times tell me to stop clenching my ass cheek, and I wasn't doing it on purpose. It was just hurt so bad. Also, yeah, feet have a lot of nerve endings too, kind of like your hands. Maybe I'm dead. I have the experience of a nurse touching a nerve. Oh my God, during a cleaning. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. She told you to stay still. Oh yeah, no problem. I am though. What the fuck though? Is the inner side of the forearm the same as the outer side? Yes. The only place it starts to change is when you get up here. I've heard that this is pretty hellish to get tattooed. Anybody have this soft skin tattooed? Mine's fine. My sister, my mom, and I both have under tattoos. This was 15 minutes. I could have fallen asleep. I mean, I don't just say that like as I could have napped. I really had to keep talking to stay awake. But this didn't hurt at all. None of this. This I've heard can hurt. Basically, it's wherever you can pull up some really thin skins and there's no fat underneath, like none, is where everything's gonna hurt worse. The only other place I've had tattoo work done where I almost passed out was it's the scythe, but there's part of it that's right here. It's like the back of my ribs where I'm just like a fucking washboard of bones. Like I have no muscle mass or fat there. It's like nothing. I almost passed out. I had to get up and do squats. That was bad. But I find that in general, that's where, other than my butt crease, that one didn't make sense and I still don't know why. But everywhere else, it's basically, if you can see vessels and tendons underneath, a tattoo's probably going to hurt there. Or if you feel why? She just barked herself awake. Yeah, Bill? She just looks hilarious. She's on her back, just like dead beetle, just. She barks herself awake more a lot, but she sings herself awake all the time, and I'm like, was she thinking about bitch? I don't know. I have a personal theory she's barking at her own farts because they're that fucking noxious, but I have no idea. They're pretty bad, though. Ma'am. She probably loves the smell of her own farts. She's bathing in them. What are you doing, baby girl? Did you bark yourself awake? Want to come say hi? Mom, I'm ashamed. I know. Mother, stop telling my 40 secrets. Unfortunately, if I don't sleep well, they don't sleep well. And because I kept like waking up with my arm shit, they would like jump up on the bed all worried about me because I cry. I don't know. My brain panics and thinks I'm going to be in pain forever. And I cry. And both my dogs like wake up and cuddle me. And they're like, Mom, what's wrong? So we were both up all night and she's sleepy. I'm sorry. I'd stay up with you too, baby girl. Fatal, depending on the time of the year, we usually go 6 to 8 weeks. This time of year, we go a little bit more often because it's so hot. We want to keep their hair nice and short. But in the wintertime, we can go up to like 8 weeks because it's cold and they like the furries. They get really cold when we groom them in the wintertime. But yeah, it's like 6 to 8 weeks. And honestly, it depends on the color of poodle you get. Seriously. So the paler the color, the more fine their fur is, and the more likely it is to mat, which means you have to groom them more often, or you can groom yourself. Like I brush them with like these like bristly little brushes. I like scrub into their fur and get all that shit out so it doesn't mat. Versus Trick's hair will never mat. He could go a lot longer. He just gets these beautiful like spirally Jerry curls. They're fucking gorgeous. Happy Faded Friday. Cheers. Hold on. I got my girl. She's hugging me. Miss Ma'am. You look green in this lighting. That's nice. He's like falling asleep. Precious baby. Absolutely, Clara. I love tattoos. I think they are so cool. I love body modification. I think it is so fucking fun. I love seeing what people choose to put on their body, like anytime, any day. And I'm also, very, not only are you investing a lot in something really expensive, but like it could potentially kill you if you don't take care of it. So I'm really, really, aftercare, before care, all of that's super important. Oh, and I don't know if I said this, but in the beginning, when you're like, before the tattoo, when you exfoliate a lot, you make sure to moisturize. If that's not obvious, sunscreen, moisturizer. Keeping the skin, like basically, you want that skin to be the best fucking shape it possibly can get when you get that tattoo. So then it's going to receive the tattoo really easily. You're going to be in a lot less pain and it's going to heal super fast. The shittier your skin is when you get the tattoo, the harder a time your body's going to have doing the cell turnover and healing up and healing nicely. And like, the longer it remains an open wound, the less likely the colors are going to be as defined and pretty. They start to kind of bleed, Oh, dude, Stotch, there's actually a poodle cut that's called the pony cut. And I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I just don't because it's so fucking lame. But it's not lame. It just feels like, I don't know if my dog would enjoy that process, but it's literally like a full body mohawk. They don't look like a pony. I don't know why it's called a pony cut, but it's a full body mohawk, and I think Trick would look so badass. They got groomed today? Oh. Hold up. I'm moving it. Oh, yeah, Beatree, hold on. I can give you, pardon me, I have to type it because I've been kicked in the balls. They took my button away. Bastards. Oh. Oh, I typed it wrong. Bye. You beat me. No. Did I do it? Hello, Will. How are you, love? Willow. How are you, love? Dude, this song by Cartman, though. Cartman should sing every song. That's what have you ever seen How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but the one with Jim Carrey? The way that the Who children like have those fucking eyelashes, that's what they have. I swear to God. Every time they come up and snuggle me and they look at me, I'm like, what the fuck is up with these gorgeous ass eyelashes? They're like, what? Bitches pay for that shit. No, thank you. I love your music. I love honestly, you guys have good taste in music. I love Jack Black. Oh, page not available. Page not available. Okay, no shit. I only got the Jack Black one. The other one says page not available. The other one says, hold on, I'll try again. No, page not available. That's so funny, though. Hell yes. We've just been listening to dope music and hanging, but I think Jack Black's great. He's fucking a good artist. I don't know why. I think he gets underrated because he's funny. I don't know why if you're funny you get underrated, but he's phenomenal. It works for you? Shut up. I'm not even kidding. Hold on. This is what I'm getting about that. I don't mind silence sometimes. Really? Sometimes I want it. Totally get that. Yep. When I like garden and stuff, I'm not listening to music or anything. I kind of question myself sometimes. Like I will be out there like digging and like, should I get headphones? No, I'm good. Because like the sounds of nature and stuff take up my head. Oh my God. Not playing Ren. I mean, is Ren like a Faded Friday? We played a lot of like good Faded Friday music, but I'm always down for Ren. Have you heard you've probably heard everything he's done. Hold on. Hi, Lizzie, by the way, my love. I miss you. It's been a year since we've held each other, and my heart is very longing for you. My sister and I were just talking about that. We were so sad. I found, I don't know if it's a new Ren song. It's 5 months old, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's the music of Bittersweet Symphony, but with like totally different lyrics, and he's walking around London, and I really like it. Oh, he released which one? Hosier released a song too? I've heard, honestly, I haven't liked any of the Hosier songs except Eat Your Kids or whatever. I don't know, they're okay. Like Francesca and stuff, they're okay. I'm just not a huge fan of them. I know. I want to. I'm listening to all of them. They're not bad. They're just not my favorite. I really like the Eat Your Young one, though. Really? I'm glad. I'm glad. Another Hosier song that was super popular, the I Fall in Love Just a Little, Oh, Little Bit, Every Day with Someone New. I fucking hate that song, but it's so popular. To each their own. I ain't here to judge. I ain't here to yuck your yum. He's an amazing artist, and he should be worshipped the way he is. Yeah. That's me. I mean, I almost killed Eat Your Young after you shared that choral version with me. No shit, Lizzie. I was like 2 plays away from killing it. I had to like extradite it for my life for a bit. Crispy, if I have machines going, yes. But I haven't had to use any machines recently, thank fuck. Right now, it's literally the battle of leveling. Every day I go out there, pour more sand, rake it around, wet it down, wait for it to settle. Because that clay shit, you never know where it's going to settle funny. And I have, like, Zach bought me really nice, big fucking pavers, and I don't want to waste them and have them, like, you know. Oh, I have not heard this one. Ooh, hell yeah. Hold on. Hold up. Shops, record shops, like, stores that actually have interest or whatever. But yeah, the same things happen to like Seattle where Amazon, and I'm not just blaming Amazon and Microsoft. It just literally is Amazon and Microsoft. They brought in people from all over the world, young techies, and gave them billion-dollar homes. And now every local business, every normal store is gone. You can't find anything but a fucking Whole Foods within 20 miles of the city. And it's sad because like, you know, it used to be, you know, you'd go to Pike's Place, you could get some cheap fucking pierogies or something and then walk through the city. And it was like, head shops, kink shops, thrift shops, and now it's like Arc'teryx, Guess, fucking Louis Vuitton is a block from Pike's Place now. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I've never seen anyone inside these stores in my life. Ever. You walk by them and they're deserted. There's like really eager shopkeepers inside and no one else. No shit. Boston was ranked the 3rd most gentrified city in the US. I wonder fucking why. I've never really got a chance to like experience Boston as a local. Like I've been there 3 times. Twice was accidentally St. Patty's Day. Just as a little piece of advice to those wondering, don't do that. Especially on accident. You're gonna have a bad time. I have so much music. Sorry, I'm just moving it. Ooh. Chicago, too? That's so sad. You know, as much shit as people love to give Baltimore, I really love that it's still a city that is not touched by gentrification. Like, even though COVID killed half of it, you can still walk around it and find local sub shop, local restaurants, local places. And it's because white people are afraid of it, and I'm kind of okay with that. Like, yeah, it's like The Wire. Sure. Just stay away. Just take your Whole Foods elsewhere. No shit. Chicago on St. Patrick's Day is a fucking shit show. Yeah, that would. Oh, I mean, most like, historical old cities like Chicago and East, I would say probably blow up, right? I don't go out on St. Patty's Day. That's a scary day. That's a day to get pulled over for no reason. Dog hair. I'm so glad my city's managed to stay relatively safe from being taken over by massive franchises and chains, despite being in the most populous city in Scotland. You're very fortunate. I mean, Seattle, like, I think they tried and just lost desperately bad. They tried, like, historically making it so a lot of these thrift shops and a lot of the cool, like, stuff on Capitol Hill and down by Pike's Place was historical and couldn't be moved, but they couldn't afford to. But they made it so you can't buy pot within the city. You have to walk, like, 10 blocks out because they don't want it to be a pot city. Seattle? Okay. Artscape and Bmore is fucking sick. The Glass Garden's my favorite. Good. I mean, Willow. I mean, honestly, that probably has something to do with, like, a sense of... Pride's probably not the word. It's, like, acknowledging that you have to support local business. Otherwise, you can't bitch when it gets destroyed. Like, you can't go to McDonald's every day and then cry when the local place shuts down, right? It sucks, but it's true. I lived in a town for a while that turned into a hippie rich town. Oh, but you got major wealth gap on the other side. I believe that. That's so much like my college town I went to. It was really bizarre. So the town my college was actually in was called Bellingham, and then there's like a sister city that's all of their address still says Bellingham, but it's called Fairhaven. And it's like where all the rich hippies go to live that just can't stand to leave their college town. And it's weird. It's like a direct line where houses are suddenly like these Victorians that 20 kids are living in to like a single house, the same house, but like a single family that's just super rich lives in. It's weird. Me too, BDO. On St. Patty's, drink. I usually have like something that you would call an Irish car bomb in America, but I know that's really, really offensive. And not a good term to use, but, drop some whiskey in a fucking Guinness, pound it back, and watch. Yeah, that's what you do. I don't go in public. No. You're just going to get in a car accident or pulled over. Like, absolutely not. No shit. Jacked up the prices by... What? They lost their apartment? They jacked up the prices by $1,000? What the fuck? That should be illegal. That's disgusting. Yeah, trouble. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was when they did that, when they legalized weed, when Washington State legalized weed, Seattle, the city proper, was like, we don't want our city to turn into a tourist city for potheads. So we're going to make it so, within a certain radius of Pike's Place, the downtown area, no pot stores can exist. But that radius is only pot stores. No shit. You can walk a circle and it's just pot stores. So there's like a cloud. And we've had Hemp Fest for how many fucking years in Seattle now? How many years? Like you said, like 40 years plus before weed was ever even considered legalized anywhere. And it was quite literally a pot festival where thousands of people get downtown in a park and smoke until the city is clouded and cops don't do shit. But like, we don't want Seattle to be like a pot city. Your efforts are... Lower it? Okay, deal. I never know how loud it is, so feel free, anybody in chat, to always tell me if the music's over me. I don't hear what you hear, so thank you. Yes. Google places before I go to make sure they don't have a headquarters in the Arab Emirates. Emirates. Something like, I always pronounce it wrong, but yes. Yeah. So many places around me that I want to live or where their jobs are. Where I grew up or where my friends grew up, rich, upscale, so quirky local businesses can't afford to compete with new fancy branches. The saddest thing, like, I think Emirates? Is it Emirates or Emirites? Emirates. Emirates? It's a weird word, but yeah. Yeah, I know what it is. I just always say it wrong. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it. That was the saddest thing. Like, I think kind of it happened across the US. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but at least in Denver, and I know in Seattle, like Washington area where my parents live, the saddest thing about COVID was the only like businesses of any kind that could afford to like survive were chains. So now it's just a sea of chain restaurants and chain everything because nothing else could like afford it, which is so sad to me. Like, but like, what do you do? Seattle touts itself as a big liberal haven with veiled undertones of conservatism. 100%. How many times have they gone after Capitol Hill? How many fucking times? Oh, we love gay people, but we're going to bulldoze Capitol Hill and turn it into something super gentrified and put some fucking condos up. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. What the fuck? Second homes? Wait, they don't? Willow! Have a beautiful day and don't forget to be safe and take care of yourself. Thank you for coming by to say hi. If you want to avoid the reference to the Troubles, oh yes, Irish Slammer. Honestly, I'll call it anything. I think there is another name for it. But like when I was in college, we used to just pound Irish car bombs. And I was like, my Nana, I was knowledgeable. I knew better. My Nana was like, how dare you? I still said it. I know there's got to be a better word for it. I don't want to say it. It's so bad. I laugh because I'm uncomfortable. Stotchability. I mean, that's kind of like when you watch, oh God, it wasn't, man, some futuristic movie I watched recently. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Ooh, this is Ren Murder. Is it a good video we should watch together? There was, fuck, maybe it was an episode of Dark Mirror. I don't remember. But anyways, there was a person who ended up like on this back alley street and there were vendors selling emotions. Like it was like a drug or a drink or something you drink, but then you would have that emotion. And I was like, this is drugs. Is this, ooh.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Oh, she's done now. Oh. Ooh, vile.
We actually have a really good, like, local they're a Mexican family. They barely speak any English, but they're a butcher of their own meat and everything. And they have some, I mean, it's a really cool, like, old school butcher where you can get, like, all pieces, like blood and stuff. If you want to make blood sausage, I bet we can find some cool stuff there. They butcher whose? People meat.
Cerberus lets himself out. Are you done? Are you done? You over it? Okay, we're tired now.
A people meat. I'm an introvert. The other guests are a lot less talkative. She puts her hands on top of her own face and goes, "Ooh." She muffles herself. She holds her face against the ground so she can't bark, but she can't stop. That's what she's doing down there. She's such a fucking dork. I love her, but she's a fucking dork. Oh, man. I have so many links, but I want to save all these. I really hope they don't crash. Don't crash. Please. Please? Please. I just want to save them. Oh, Lizzie, I was going to ask you. Oh, God, this was a couple days ago. We were like going through a drummer day. And there was one song on there. And God, fuck, what was it called? But it had such a fucking nasty bass line. I think you'd really like it. It didn't sound like Hosier at all, but it had like a similar like crunchy bass line. I'm trying to think. A Redeemer. Oh my God, did I miss something?
Hail Satan. Woof. She's still doing it. Oh, woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof. Awooga. Awooga. Oi, 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 oi. Nothing? They redeemed it. Lilith does not hail Satan today. She's rejecting. CJ, do you remember the one? Oh, God.
It was such a fucking good one. It was such a good song. I mean, the song is really good. I listened to the original as well, but he does a really, really sick drum cover with the amazing slappy bass beats that tickle my tootsies. Oh my. CJ. I don't know if you guys can handle the amount of positive emotions you're about to experience right now. Like, I haven't even watched it, and I'm nervous about the level of emotions we're about to experience right now. Like, we might have an overload. I feel like I need to, like, ruin you first. Like, this is... Hold on. I'm not looking for anything to ruin you. But, like, holy I found the song I wanted you to listen to, Lizzie. So we're gonna do this first, because I don't even know how you find shit like that. Dread, hard same. That's what I'm saying. That's why I mean, we're about to sin, y'all. Something's about to feel good, which in turn is gonna make you have a sad fap later. And I'm sorry about that. Take a moment to be petty. And you guys are allowed to call me out if I'm totally off base. But there's, like, multitudes of people out there that are in need of not just a raise, but, like, clean clothes and a toothbrush and tampons and a roof over their head. Like, I'm all about you striking, but I'm not donating to your... Like, if I have money, if I even had the... Like, am I off on this? Right, CJ? Like, what? Like, you know, like people who have been completely displaced in the Ukraine, for instance, or people trying to get the fuck out of Syria still, for instance, or people crossing the border into America where our border patrol has been ordered to shove them back underwater, and they've been videotaped killing, like literally shoving children back underwater and they drown. It's terrible. Like, there are people who are truly in need. Like, but that exists. Not just me, right? Or am I just a big hippie? Yeah, I agree. Like, glut, hard same. Like, I just, you know, it just seems like a weird thing to put under a cute kitty. And I don't know. I don't know. Just seems odd. A little out of place, maybe. Me too. I'm more than happy to support a union that goes on strike, but I don't feel like I need to donate, as that would be contra to the process that they're going through. I agree. I'm in full support of them. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not supporting them or anything. It's just, like, what? I thought the union was supposed to take care of their workers' I don't, so correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but in my experience with unions, they don't take care of you financially when you go on strike, but they protect you from losing your job while you go on strike. So, like, for instance, when the nurses went on strike, the hospital could not fire them for going on strike because they had a union protecting their job, but they didn't get any pay. I don't know if anyone does that. They don't. They don't support you financially. they protect your jobs. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was across the board, like, you know, hospital is much different than anything else, but in general terms, I think that's the, like, kind of the big point of unions is they protect your job so that you can make your voice heard without risking losing your job for doing so, right? Oh, UPS is gonna strike as well. Damn. Wow. You got strike pay. No shit. What's the UAW? What is that, CJ? It's gonna fuck up.
Bitches, we gonna fuck so many thighs. Calm the bitch down.
No, that was funny. Thank you for that. We never got paid. We never got anything when we, like, I remember when nurses went on strike and medicine in general went on strike one time. We never got paid, but they did protect our job. Our fees, I never had any idea where any of my union fees went. Honestly, no clue. I had to pay them. No clue where they went. No idea. I guess so they protect my job? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is it United Auto Workers? It is! United Auto Workers! Good job. I didn't know that one. We didn't get much. It was like $200 a week. I mean, it's something. I'm sure most of us have been in that position in our life where it's like, something is much better than nothing. I'll take the something. Yeah. Rings is scummy to me. Like, here's a feel-good vid of a kitty who's coming through a procedure and also call to support for medical expenses if you like the kitty, but throw in your other cause to try to distract from it. That's what I felt kind of scummy too. I really like that kitty, but that just don't make me emotional and then throw shit like that up there. This is the one I wanted to show Lizzie. I think we've seen this like 3 times on. So, like, for instance, you say Hans Zimmer, I say what movie, because that's what his title would be. It wouldn't say Hans Zimmer. It'll say Jurassic Park or whatever. Did he even do Jurassic Park? I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Shush. Stop. I hate autoplay. Inception. See, he might have done that, but that would be his title. Like, I've just learned this going through his library. English is not his first language, and so his descriptions and shit can be kind of here and there, and I've learned that's how you find shit on his stuff. Wow, I love Gladiator. I don't think he's done Gladiator, though. Dude, he should do Inception. He has not. No Lion King. I don't think. Hold on. No. Next. I know. I didn't want to say it again. Like music with drums. You know better than this. Lion King? Now, he might have done some Elton John songs. Or not Elton John, excuse me. Phil Collins. He might have some Phil Collins shit on here, but it'd probably be some, like, old Phil Collins, like, original or something. Because Phil Collins was, like, or is, like, a sick drummer, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I think he's a good drummer. Oh, gun. They have it. They just haven't sorted it. So it's there. I just have to wait for them to put it in my fucking mailbox. Tarzan? I don't think he's done any Tarzan. He's done Gangnam Style, Thriller, Gojira, Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, Through the Fire and Flames, System of a Down, Slipknot, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Oh my god. I'm just scrolling his shit. I think he does Africa by Toto, actually. I think that's on here somewhere. I think we listened to that one. He does the Stranger Things theory, I guess. I haven't heard that one. It's a lot. His cat, it's just like, it keeps loading more and more and just auto-scrolling, but it goes forever. Through the Fire and Flames Kinger, that one's fucking phenomenal. And he makes it, again, he makes it look effortless. He makes everything look effortless. Hold on, I'll put that one up while I scroll and try to find something that, Lizzie can touch her nips to. Where the fuck? I just saw it. Here it is. That was the first one I looked at, by the way. When someone, suggested him to me, I immediately was like, buddy, did he do Through the Fire and the Flames? And he does, and he makes it look like breathing. What did Lizzie say? He makes it look like drinking water or something? He does. They're in the Discord, and we're watching episode 3 of the Duacrama, which is a really good TTRPG that is awesome. We all just sit in silence and watch it and do our own thing. You're very welcome to join. Oh my god, he did One Punch Man? Shut the fuck up. I gotta listen to all his shit. Donna, that was all it? That was exactly it? Yeah, I kind of knew, like, I had read that previously, way before ever knowing about this imprinting shit. I had read that she, like, she, you know, what would be the word? She kind of wrote in a lot of her Mormonness into the book, but, like, made it vampire and or werewolf stuff. Like, the vampires being 17 forever and always getting married, like, and then it's... And I love those books. I ain't here to hate. I read the fuck out of those books, loved them to death. And then, you know, I grew up. That sexy long khaki skirt. I love me. Oh my god. And do you remember, I don't know if you remember this, Lizzie, but it was the era of putting your tank top over your t-shirt. Satan, forgive us. Forgive us our transgressions. For we were naive and young and led by a mysterious Mormon author. Good God, why? Jeans, underdresses. There are no excuses for what we've done. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jeans under it. No one's saying that. There's so many reasons why no one's saying that. And there's a reason why a lot of us remained virgins for a very long time. I wanted to suck a titty so hard, but that tank top over my t-shirt made it real hard. Ah! The 2000s were a terrible time. Oh, dude, when I was in, I think it was high school, early college, was when they would put a full-on hoodie under a t-shirt. Like a full hoodie, so they looked like a sausage in a too-tight casing. Like, you know, the t-shirt would, like, suck in here and here, and then it'd be, like, the hoodie. Like, the oversized hoodie. I never got it. Like, if you want that on the hoodie, like, just buy the hoodie with that on it. We couldn't have visible shoulders. That's exactly what it was. And we couldn't show our knees because, God forbid, we gave boners everywhere we went. Instead of maybe telling men that they shouldn't get boners about little girls. I don't know. What the fuck? No shit. I was sent home from school multiple times because it was 100 degrees outside and I wore like a thick fucking tank top, like basically a t-shirt that I cut the sleeves off of. And they told me that was too provocative and that my arms might distract boys in class. I was just sent home. Punished. I've heard that still happens in a lot of places in the US, at least. A lot of parents in chat have said that shit still goes down. Yep, we couldn't wear anything that didn't go to here. We tried so hard to do, like, I mean, you know, basically a t-shirt with the sleeves. Nope. No arms. They made us go to here, and I don't even think we were allowed to wear skirts, but your shorts had to go to your knees. They had to be basketball shorts at least. But there were boys in my class who would, like, rip the sleeve of their t-shirt open to here, so the t-shirt would, like, wrinkle in, and it was literally their entire fucking breast out for the world, all of class. Like, nipple undulating in the air conditioning. But my arms get me sent home, and I didn't have the balls to ask why. I just accepted that apparently, like, my existence was a distraction to humans. No wonder I'm a shut-in. Holy shit. You can wink to my knees. I just ask that you do it in prison and clean up afterwards and don't send me a bill for your wrecked keyboard. I don't want to know anything about it. Dude, right, none of it made sense at all. Like, none of it. And, you wonder who the fuck comes up with these kind of rules. Because, as someone who wants to fuck everyone all the time, it really doesn't matter how much skin you're showing or not. Am I right? My peeps? Like, I don't know. The skin showing has never been the beacon. Or so, like, if I think something, one person, human is attractive, hot, want to fuck, I am just like, wow, 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 until I get over it or fuck or whatever. Exactly. If a child turns you on, you should turn yourself the fuck in. Yeah. You've got some issues that no one can help you with. Yeah. Yep. Shit's fucked up. Okay, I don't know. I gotta raid someone and I gotta just go walk my dogs before I stuff. But I have everything that you guys gave me today. I'm just gonna save it for tomorrow. In an hour. Do macrama? Why am I like this? There are so many reasons. I mean, honestly, Zoe, for real, like this one time, my sleeve went up a little bit and I had a scare. I was late for 2 weeks. I miscarried, but it was just a shoulder, so it was fine. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was a wee little bicep.
Hail Satan. Would it shock any of you to know that I have one sock on and then one sock off right now?
I almost was gonna be like, not the ankles. And then I was like, oh shit, you're not wearing 2 socks. Be careful which, like, I don't want to explain that, but we're friends. I got one whole sock on today and then just didn't make it the rest. So I'm, I'm really tired. Um, the newest shit with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I watched like some hallway questioning interviewing of her the other day. But she's always spewing crazy shit, so I don't know. Maybe? I have to raid someone now though, because we're gathering in the Discord in like an hour. Otherwise, I would stick. But like, if you have like an article or something, if you want to throw in the Discord, I would gladly read about it. I have not heard about anything like. I mean, I know Trump is indicted, and we're all very mucho stoked about Trump indictment. Yeah. Right, 9 less like. I'm very, very looking forward to rubbing one out to the thought of her doing something super stupid. Oh my God, I'm sorry, what? Isn't that that's illegal, right? That's a crime. Like she's done it. Lizzie, oh my God, I have to message you later. I actually watched the whole swoops on that woman, Colleen Ballinger. What a piece of shit. So for those just listening, allegedly Marjorie Taylor Greene emailed Hunter Biden's nude pictures to her mailing list after waving them about in a congressional hearing. I don't. Oh, shut the fuck up. Bolov says supposedly some of those on her mailing list are minors. She needs to be locked up now. Oh my God, she needs to be locked up now. It's time to put her in a nice room where no one will ever hear her voice ever again. Oh my God. Okay. So I just yeah, like wow. Dude, trouble. Fucking A. Hope she gets lawyered up the butt with no lube. I don't have a sound for that. Wait.
Penetrate that asshole. Penetrate that asshole.
Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna have to discuss this more. I seriously have to get my dogs walked, otherwise I'm gonna be fucked. I'm gonna read on this and we're gonna discuss this further tomorrow. What the fuck? I can't believe you've all dropped a bomb on me when I have to go. Cheers. Cheers. Absolutely a cheers. But Jesus, how could you? Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. Boas, hold on. I'll try to give you a permit before we go. Hold up. Hold up. You gotta give you a permit. But also in the Discord, because holy shit. Oh my God. Thank you. Okay, I grabbed it. I'm sure one of my mods will throw it in as well if they grab it. Wow. I hope she better go to jail. That's a crime. That's disgusting. What a fucking piece of shit. What a piece of shit. And that makes me feel bad for shits. Discord in an hour if you want to hang out and watch some TTRPGs and chat in a chat and send memes. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go walk my dogs. I cannot believe you left me like